Hello, owlets. How are all of you?
Event time with the twink.
Yes, I am
Button.
quite excited about this. Are you kidding me? I literally just unmuted, and I'm being smacked down immediately. Was that necessary? I mean, it's not like... Okay, well, it's actually a pretty big assumption. I could tell you, but it's more fun to keep all of you guessing. Question: how do I sound? Because I went and got a new XLR cable. That's not going to affect the sound very much, but I did
Hello,
get a new
Father.
audio.
I am almost 1 year old. PB.
Yeah? Yeah? Are you getting personal bests in your Majora's Mask speedruns? I'm proud of you, little guy. Let me just finish setting up here. There we go. I made a concerted effort to eat, everyone. You'll be proud to know that. I specifically went out of my way.
We're calling you to reach out about your extended oil tanker warranty, Mr. Fat Knuts.
Oh god, that's running out? Oh shit, I didn't even know I had a warranty. Well, I guess I better answer that call. We are calling you to inform you about your car's extended warranty. You sound like a camper van. What do you mean? Well, either way, how's the audio? I literally just plugged in my new audio interface. Audio's good. Hopefully it catches a little bit more of my range. As you might expect, mixing boards are not the best to interface. Twink ate food in good mood. I am actually in quite a good mood. Because we're about to announce, literally like during stream, we're going to announce an event. And I am excited. I've been looking forward to this for quite a while, actually. At least something like this. It's something that I've been wanting to do ever since I joined ASTRALINE. Fred figures out that he's less tired and cranky when he eats regularly. Okay, that actually is an issue for me though. Because I will frequently... I won't be hungry, and so I won't eat or I won't prepare food. But today I was like, I'm not hungry, like I'm not that hungry, but I'll force myself to eat anyway. And now I'm satiated. Much like more than I usually am, and I feel like I can think. As it turns out, it's hard to think when you're not getting the necessary calories. Eat less but more often. I could do that. Maybe I should. Maybe that's a good way of going about it. Last night I wasn't even that hungry. I'm like, maybe I just eat in the morning. No. I said no. If I'm hungry, I need to eat. That is actually a significant concern. So I went outside and I grabbed a mouse and I swallowed it whole. I was feeling much better. I'm an owl. I don't look like this when I'm hunting, but that's a topic for another time. Yeah, Farah, that is something that I need to consider always. Yeah, Aoife, the rat inside of my belly. Rat jam. Not quite like mochi. The copyright can't protect Mickey from Fred anymore. Exactly. That mouse is mine. Mid-transformation. I need to... Oh god, okay, I say I need to find it, but I remember there being... I believe it might have been a light novel about someone who was partially... It was a fetish thing. Where someone was partially transformed into a horse, but like they had human skin and like mostly human face, but it was too long. I could not find it when I went looking for it. It was fucked. Did not like it. We're not... We're not talking about the V word in here. Thank you very much. Why do you say things? People are still trying to figure that out. Scientists are not sure. Do not Google Dorse. You've seen 5 of that nature? Welcome in. Why do you know these things, Fred? It's like how you tied pork religion to a real concept. What? Theophagy is not an uncommon concept. It is literally an important tenet. It's an important tenet of... Hi, Lumi. How are you doing? Nut love raid. I am loving all my nuts today. And by that I mean I actually fed myself. I'm talking about weird things. Oh, we're going to be talking about Lies Inc. today. I'm going to be reading from it. That's what I decided. You all need to hear Lies Inc. to understand how maddening this is. You were baking... What, Lumi, what were you baking? What were you baking? What were you baking? You are... I'm glad that the fem link has become a thing. You sent a pic. Oh, okay. Okay. I await with bated breath. Well, welcome in, Raiders. How are you all doing today? I want to know how each and every one of you is doing. Oh my god, that looks delicious. Oh, these look so tasty. What in the world? Here, let me show all of you what Lumi was making. Oh, look at that. Okay, here, look. Look at that. Oh, they turned out so cute. What is the bread made of? Can you smell what the loom is cooking? Yes. And it's delicious. It looks like a brownie, but the cake of it looks a little bit different. But it's mokpala. Or mokapala. There we go. I don't think it's a cosmic brownie. It's a little different. Oh, look at these. These are so cute. I can't explain it, but it feels like a Lumi food. You know, you understand? I feel like Lumi has a particular vibe about her. And this is a Lumi food. Like, I could imagine Lumi stuffing one of these in her mouth while she talks to you about what the official sport of Finland. Oh, you think I forgot? I remember. It's seared into my brain. I think Lumi showed me that off stream. Drinking vodka while on skis. Yeah, washing them down with vodka. Mmm. I forget what it's called. It's rather crass. She wanted to get more plump. I need to get more plump. Oh my god, I have no body fat. That's why I was a little late today, is because I was feeding myself, actually trying to...
Did an hour and a half of kung fu training. I'm trying to determine what else to do with my day, but definitely going to break out some lapsang sushang and maybe smoke some mellow pipe tobacco.
Um, I always like the smell of pipe tobacco. I think when I'm old and it doesn't matter anymore, right? It's not like it's going to increase risk of anything. I might start smoking a pipe. Like when I'm old. Old. Like when the smoke isn't going to damage me in any appreciable way anymore. I don't, because obviously it's smoking tobacco has some quite deleterious effects on your health. But don't think I'll enjoy smoking when I'm old? You don't think so? Why do you say that? Because I would smoke just for the aroma. Pipe tobacco is very different. Trying to avoid twink death. I'm trying to avoid cancer. That's just normal death. I'm trying to avoid normal death. Right. That's why I only smoke black tar heroin. Want to just burn it? I might. Yeah, Oni, exactly. Though you do absorb it, and it is bad for your dental health. Is that even a smokable form of heroin? I don't know. But I do it anyway. Oh, Artesia, that's cute. I think my problem, voice crack. My problem is that I have a very sensitive sense of smell. If there's a really bad sense of smell, then, if there's a really bad smell, I can get a headache. That was happening the other day, actually, when I accidentally burnt some stuff that had fallen into the drip pan on my stove. Actually, Scat Rat Pack, I am learning so much about illicit substances. Yay! Incense must be a risk for you. Incense always was a little bit too much for me. I like the smell of incense, it's just too strong. It's just too strong. Unfortunately. Otherwise I'd burn it. That's why I smoke crack cocaine. Hey dogs, how you doing? Sandalwood. Sandalwood is nice. I like the smell of freshly cut wood. You could always try LSD if you're out of video and stream ideas. Funny you mention that. The book that I'm reading is very inspired by LSD and even has someone being shot with a dart of it. Listen to a heroin. Interesting, Scat Rat Pack. Huh. What are you doing? Smoking crack? Every psychedelic rock album. Okay, last night, I went out to go and get a new XLR and a new audio interface because I have been needing a new audio interface for a while. And while I was there, the people who were working the place had music on. And I'm listening, I'm like, that is really good. Because I've been needing more good stoner rock and stoner metal. Because I like it. I'm not exactly okay. Real talk though, I'm not exactly an illicit substance okay, illicit, I guess, you know. Weed is not an illicit substance. But I like the music that is supposed to be paired with it. The substances aren't my thing, but the music is good. Specifically, it was resin. R-E-Z-N. they had a track that was really good. I might just say screw it, I don't care about the DMCA, and share it because it's really good. Like while we take a break. Fred likes Delicate Steve. Oh, yeah. Hey everyone. We're like half an hour in. Maybe it's time to make the announcement. Because I've been very excited about this. I've been biting my tongue about it for so long. But when I joined ASTRALINE, one of the things that I really wanted to do, that I knew they could help me with, was put on events. And so now, AI and Aoife have been very helpful setting this up. I would like to, for the first time publicly, announce... Oh god, I didn't have it pulled up. I decided I've been wanting to do lots of events like this. I have decided to start... this is sort of a test run, but done entirely in earnest. I am putting on... We got the fancy transition for this. We are putting on the ASTRALINE Helldivers Invitational. I am going to be hosting a tournament with 8 teams. I've spent the last couple of weeks, gradually, putting together the rule set and testing it with some very helpful play testers. And we have managed to put together some very well-received rules. Everyone that I've shared the rules with and has tested it has loved them. The rules do not incentivize speedrunning. They incentivize just good, solid play. And we'll have 8 teams. We have a bunch of people already confirmed. We have people putting together teams, and I will be able to start announcing the teams shortly.
Competitive democracy.
Exactly. Because some people are more equal than others. I've been excited to put this on. We're going to be watching from lots of people's perspectives. It is only going to encompass...
Kill, get, up, onto, war, Cyberstan, can't keep her down, Legion go, a new dawn, Cyberstan, can't keep her down, get back up, a new dawn.
What is that a reference to? I don't recognize it. This is an invitational, so I have
You will
personally...
never destroy our way of life. How about a nice cup of liber tea?
Of a liberty. I see. The one pun that they are taught. Liberty. It's the automaton chant. Right. But yes, I am very excited to be doing this. I've been wanting to put on events like this for a while. We have some familiar names as well. I think you all will be pretty chuffed with who we've got so far. Need to invite a couple more people, but people are currently putting together their teams. And it is happening in exactly 3 weeks on April 6th at the time my stream usually starts. And it will be hosted here. However, all of the teams will have at least one contestant streaming. So if you want to go and watch them, you're welcome to. Every round, so the tournament format is that there are 8 teams to start, and then in round 1, a full operation of 3 missions is played, and every mission 2 teams are shaved away until there are only 2 teams remaining. Round 2, the 2 remaining teams go head to head in a 3-mission operation. The scoring is very straightforward. The players, and obviously there will be more info, but the players are trying to acquire as many requisition slips as they can. And then they also get bonus points for extracting with samples. So it really is just trying to play as best you can. Extract with everyone for extra requisition slips. Yeah, we have tested it, by the way. Level 9 is hard and can be dangerous. And so, yes, it can potentially get you the most points. However, it is absolutely possible to play on level 7 and beat a team that has played on level 9 because of the samples rule. That's how this is going to go. We have a lot of possibilities. Yeah, cooperation going to be very important to get everything done and extract. Extraction is important. Spend a lot of time finessing the rules and getting it just right. I think this is going to be good. People, there's a lot of excitement from the contestants. People are excited to play this. And that makes me happy. I've been wanting to put on events like this for a while. Yeah, Iron Fox, exactly, because if they fail their mission, then they don't get the points. If someone loses in the first round, they're out. Period. Bonus for fighting robots, they can fight whoever they want. I imagine that everyone is going to fight Terminids, and that's fine. But who knows, a lot of updates can happen in 3 weeks. Another stipulation, for those of you familiar with the game, is that each stratagem can only appear across the team once in a given mission, which means that you can't just have everyone bringing a 500 kilogram bomb. You can't just have everyone bringing arc throwers. There's a lot of possibility. I am very curious to see what people do. It's going to make level 9 a lot harder, I will say. If everyone can't just bring the 500 kilogram bomb. I'm excited. I'm being a little bit dorky about this. I get very intensely focused on something. But no, we are fighting cheese. Still won't get people to use the spear. Good, the spear sucks. Bring the RR. Oh yeah, I'm having fun. I'm excited. Still got a few people to invite. I think the testing of the rules has gone very well. But 8 teams of 4 are going to enter. And we have agreed, we're going to announce the award soon, but it's cute. The prize is cute. The RR is just the eat for bottoms. Yeah? It's also incredibly strong. Thank you very much. I'm cringe, and because I'm cringe... Hold on. Here. No, you know what? Oh, come on.
It seems that everybody here is strange. No. Only me. I'm cringe. And that's first. I'll never be first, and that's not cringe.
Oh.
There's no one I'd rather
I froze.
Than me.
Oh, I'm frozen. Don't play again. Stop. Why am I broken? Why am I broken? Everything should be working. It is. Come on. Come on. Wait. There we go. Okay, I fixed it. Also, the Starboy clip is very good. Hold on, I wish to show... I liked it so much that I retweeted it. Let me go and find it. Oh, this is so cool. This cosplay is so rad. I'm excited. This is kind of a spoiler for, you know, the art segment. But Komori Sakura is awesome. And this was so sweet. Oh, did you see this? It's so comfy. Okay, let me see. Here we go. Got it. Bless Starboy. We appreciate Starboy in this house.
I'm cringe for free. You know what? Cringe but free. I'm cringe for free on the internet. I am so unbothered. So unbothered by everything. I am a blue dinosaur on the fucking internet, and you think I'm going to be scared of being cringe? I'm too busy dating bitches, okay? I don't have time to worry. I got bigger fish to fry.
Starboy is so powerful. Whoa. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Are we having problems? I think we're having problems with Fella. What is happening? There we go. Wait. Come on, V-Bridger. No, my iPhone is not dead. It's just fine. It looks like V-Bridger is panicking. Let me close a few things. Yeah, V-Bridger is panicking. Don't worry about it. Uh-oh. Okay, what's going on? I'm looking into my processes. What is eating up? Well, obviously, VTube Studio is eating up resources. What else? What are the problems? Okay. Oh, wait. Oh, VTube Studio had a little panic attack. That's what happened. Come on. There we go. Okay. We just had to give it a little bit of time to calm down. It's okay, VTS. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm very excited for the Helldivers Invitational, though.
I'm so sorry, Fred. I was so hungry and the wires they looked like spaghetti.
You know, that's valid. I mean, wires can look like spaghetti. Have any of you ever been handling wires and been like, you know, what if I chewed on this? Suddenly I get why pet rodents will just chew on them. Looks like 400 volts of deliciousness to me. Aren't you worried the Helldivers DM will mess with the tournament? There's a part of me that's expecting it. Live wires. Exactly. So, what, electricity?
Wires are quite high in minerals also. Thanks for 14 months.
And thank you for the 14 months, Lordy Horse. Sweet tart ropes fill that void. Ooh, yeah. Except those are crunchy. I'm very curious to see if we get interfered with. You nom nom nom, I Okay, that was pretty good. +2. +2 for that one. Electricity, though. Its energy is measured in calories. And I need calories, right? Tasty. Linux tar balls. What? Black tar ball Linux. No, I'm so happy that I'm surrounded with so many people who will indulge me and my wacky ideas. Look, I was a competitive gaming caster for a long time. I left it behind with Down the Rabbit Hole, but there always is a part of me that still enjoyed it and still wanted to do it and put on events that are fun for friends. I like hosting events for people, but I'm not a big party person. I like giving spaces where people can have fun and hang out with each other. One thing, by the way, that I haven't quite told the contestants yet is that we are open to grudge matches after the tournament, so we might have an extra game or two at the end. Own a party house and rent it out. Yep, time for me to become like, Bam Margera? What games did you do play-by-play for? I used to cast, God help me, League of Legends. Back before the big events really happened. I remember a $1 million prize pool for an event hosted by Riot was very large at the time. Huge. Utterly massive. So this was before the LCS. And then... Oh my god. Zach, is that you? And Guns of Dickerus, yes. It took me a second. Hey there, holy hell. Sorry, that's just one of my college buddies. It's been a hot minute. How have you been? I was like, wait a minute, I recognize that name. Making stuff out of stone. Good. Getting back to your caveman roots. It's so good to see you again. Oh my goodness. Yeah, put it on the rock chain, exactly. Make rock, put on rock chain. Literally the worst bit I've ever done. Thanks, guys. No, I'm glad that you're doing well. I'm busy as hell, but I'm doing well too. Ugh, what in the world? Yeah, I'm just dredging up my past again, like my old college buddies, talking about old game casting. Right, to answer your question, I casted League of Legends, and then I also did Guns of Icarus. I did Gigantic for a while. I'm very happy that that's coming back. Maybe I put on some events for that eventually. Yeah, Demi, we're gonna play Gigantic. Demi. Yummy. What else? I feel like that's it. Yeah, pretty much was it. What did I major in college? English and writing. I have an English major with a writing minor. And I am one of like 2% of people that uses it every day. I use it a lot. I would not be able to make Down the Rabbit Hole without it. Well, you know, I don't need the piece of paper, but what I learned there would not be able to make Down the Rabbit Hole without it. Yeah, it worked out. It ended up working out. Also, I just want to say, hey, Lord Eelhorse, thanks for the 14 months. And then Oni Teeth for the 18. Captain Erica with the 22. Cobalt Racer with the 7. Raven the Raven with the 11. Amber Rosin with 15. Capricious Arak, thanks for the 4 months. Subaquatic Toaster with the 5, Olivine with the 19, Lesori with the 12, and Fecal Wang for the 8. Good. I cannot get over the fact that Gigantic is coming back. That is wild. And it's like, but I'm playing Helldivers, stop. Ooh, I need to try out the new assault rifle. The dumpers. I think I meant to write dumplings. We were really hungry and sort of confused. The laser assault rifle is amazing. I wanted to try something. I have decided in Helldivers that just being the backpack reload bitch isn't enough. What if I played the pack mule and just hear me out. What if all of my stratagems were just the support weapons for my allies? So they could all run turrets and support stratagem and like assault weapon stratagems. Like, okay, you want the arc thrower, you want the flamethrower. And like you take the RR and I'll bring the backpack for it and I'll like hang out in the back of everyone. Nope, wasn't playing enough. Wasn't playing as a sub enough. Everyone says bottom, but make no mistake, there are power bottoms. There are bottoms who are doms. Everyone keeps calling it a bottom, but I'm telling you, it's the proper term is sub. You all are just a little bit off. Come on now. Shorthand, bottom is longer than sub. That's a power bottom move? Damn right. You've been spending too much time with Nick. No, I've not been spending enough time with Nick. Anyone who thinks healers are subs are mistaken. Yeah. There's so many assumptions. So many assumptions. Your lack of experience is showing, chat. I do want to see if I can just free everyone else up, though, for their support stratagems, their red stratagems. Healers are soft doms. That is so profoundly wrong. Just saying. Healers are sick of you leaning on them and demanding heals.
Fuck the term power bottom. Give me an attack sub. Got to be submersive and breathable.
+2. That gets +2. Like, chat, can we give Tankfax a +2 for that? That was pretty good. No pretzel? Valid. That's valid. Maybe. Maybe. You'll forgive me if I'm just very excited for this event. I've been wanting to let it be known, if this goes well, this will not be the last event of its kind. I want to host lots of events like this. Stuff for lots of different games. Don't you think +2 and -2 sounds too much like newspeak? I mean, the word nonplussed is usually used jokingly as a way to soften an opinion. I'm nonplussed about that. I'm not happy. Iron Fox, there are games like that, like Foxhole. Waiting for a game where healers are a melee assassin class. How do you mean? Explain. Double plus good response. Nonplussed meant more like bewildered. No, it's just like unhappy. Approach, jam, syringe, leave. Okay, I guess that's possible. Goon speak. Ah, yes, I'm in my goon pod. I am excited. I'm very excited. I'm so glad that I have the backing of my agency with this. They're helping me out a lot. Helping a lot with organizations so I can just get to hosting the event. Getting people in. We'll start announcing teams soon as people put them together. I am very excited. I hope you all like it. We're going to have overlays as well. AI's helping with that. No, see, Helldivers is actually a psyop from Big Pharma to get us to take the poison jab. That's the real truth. I heard about that from Alex Carlson. Stims are the good shit. They really seem to like them. Have you heard what the Helldivers say when they jab themselves? Oh man. They like it. They're like, feels good. Oh, they're drugged out of their minds down on the field. Make no mistake. Helldivers unironically endorses meth use, and they're so slay. Yeah, it probably helps when you cannot feel pain. Ah, I am excited. There is... Ooh. Should I say it now? Remember... the plan right now, and we have both of them in the server and ready to go. I have Xander Netherbrand and Xander with an X both in, and I want to see which Xander comes out on top, which is the true Xander. I had such a lovely time with Xander Netherbrand. We just had a moment where we sat there chatting about the mechanics of cooperative games. It was so much fun. Like, I had never met him. I'd never seen him before that day. I'd never met him. But, like, we got on swimmingly. And we worked well together in the field, too. That was lovely. I really love getting to meet such lovely people. And Mary the entire time just went full dog brain. Eventually, I stopped worrying too much about trying to guide him or work too much with him and just let him shoot things and enabled him. And he was having a great time. I went back and peeked in at the VOD, and Mary was shooting armored enemies, and his bullets were like deflecting off their armor, and he was throwing orbital strikes on literally the smallest enemies, and I'm like, he's having a great time. And I will not bother him. Yeah, Trethera, to my understanding, the Avalon boys are all going to be on one team. No, Mary was having an absolute blast. There was a particular clip. Let me find this. I think someone posted it to live dogging. Let me see. Let me see, where is it? Here we go. Wait. No, not here. Maybe not. Okay, I need to go to his channel for it. Oh, yes. The backseat command on his channel says you can try to backseat Mary, but don't expect him to take you up on your advice. Here we go. This threw me off so hard.
I think this way. The ridge is just in the right
Oh
place.
God, Mary.
Am I a woman?
Mary.
I think I'm a woman.
What do you...
You're
what
whatever
do you
you want to be, Mary.
Oh, your character...
I think I'm a woman.
That took me a moment.
Oh, no, this is my coming out as trans moment, Fredrik, yeah. Guys, I think I'm a woman!
It's during Helldive.
It's during Helldive while killing insects.
Peculiar moment to come out, but you know what? Power
I just
to
realized my pronouns are she, her!
you. Screaming.
And then the other Helldivers just like support me while also continuing to kill aliens. That's good.
Yeah. Just him saying, I think I'm a woman, was like, what?
I think this way. The ridge is just in the right
Oh
place.
God, Mary.
Am I a woman?
Mary.
I think I'm a woman.
What do you...
You're
What do
whatever you
you-
want to be, Mary.
Oh, your character.
I think I'm a woman.
That took me a moment.
Oh, this is my coming out as trans moment, Fredrik. Yeah. Guys, I think I'm a woman.
It took me off guard. I was so confused for a minute. I think I'm a woman. I'm like, all right, well, I'll be here for you through it. Here, Nerdwolf, this is what's going on. April 6th, I'm inviting a ton of VTubers and their friends to a big Helldivers tournament where everyone competes to earn as many points as they can, earn requisition slips, and collect as many samples as they can. I'm going to support Mary however he wants to be and whatever he wants to do. It just took me off guard. Yeah, right as the Raiders were coming in. Great timing. We appreciate Mary in this house. Is it VTuber exclusive? I've been inviting content creator friends. Though they have been inviting their friends and not all of them are necessarily content creators. Hey everyone, I'm dehydrated. And I need a little bit more tea. Therefore, I will be right back. I am going to refill my cup, and I recommend that all of you do the same for yourselves. So we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Stand up, stretch your legs, stretch your arms, get yourself a sippy. I'll see you back here in just a minute. Hello. Hi everyone. I am back. Whack fo the daddy-o, whack fo the daddy-o, there's tea here in my cup. I am having some more of that Vietnamese oolong that I was enjoying. It's not good for as many steeps, but I mean that's just true of this kind of tea. It's very similar to Green Heart oolong. You know what? What is it? This one. Ha! Don't mind my arms disappearing for a second there. There is a comfort to warm tea. Oh dear, Schneckenhoff. I don't have access to it right now. It's on my beefcake computer, but my good computer has this massive mod list. It was purposefully made as massive as possible. And in fact, we made a little clip show for it. Why don't we put that on real quick? Hold on. Let's see. Let me find it. Here we go. Wait. Here, check out my Mazda. Here's a clip show of it. It went really well. We missed a couple of sensors in there, but you know, whatever. It's fine. I'll just go ahead and put this on. Don't worry about it. Here, check out my Mazda. Okay, hi. So, this is what the main menu looks like. The mod list for this is fucking huge. Just FYI, a ton of hours of work from a bunch of different people went into this. Where did this statue of Mara come from?
Oh shit. Here we go again.
What? Did you just say, "Aw, here we go again"? Khajiit wishes to escape this cell. Let's do it. It spawns some lockpicks. Alright, cool. Okay.
Okay, let's go.
What was that? Wait, is the skeleton made of cheese? Give me that. It was made of bread. Abandoned prison key. Iron deck. A fight? Did you just say, was that General Grievous? Sneaky. No, except, no, let me stand. Wait, what? I'm just gonna left click. That music, by the way, is diegetic. It is happening in the game. These are all mods. All of them. Yeah? They just fucking clap at the end. What are you? Oh my god. What is Jesus Christ? Oh my god, the light. What? Where? Oh, fucking Jesus Christ! Where the fuck was that? Okay, I need to explain, because I was not informed of this until the end. Vex decided to add a mod that made all of the wildlife much, much stronger. Let me show you how strong. Those aren't hostile. You... What? Oh my god. Wildlife. I did, like, no damage to him. I'm doing no damage. Oh my Christ. Get out of my grill! What is wrong with you? What? Fuck you, Vex. What if I f*** him up? Buh! It's just there. That's just the sun now. No, look. It's a giant cow. Why is there a bonfire beneath it? No.
I'll put it plainly. You can claim your sword, or you can keep your wife.
I work with my mother.
Shut up!
Gate,
Oh, you look
I love
atrocious.
I don't know what to do. I miss her so much.
I'm not adopting a child. He's immaculate. This was incredible. This, oh my god, it's Talos. Oh my god, I want to examine him. Oh, forward-facing Chad is, like, not okay. He's packing. You can watch the rest of it all if you want. But it is, that mod list was massive and ridiculous. Todd Howard's face was on all of the shields as well. Here. Bonk. Just as it should be, it's beautiful. I think the best part is that canonically in the game, that is what Talos looks like now. Talos is just Giga Chad. Ooh. So, I've been reading a book that I wanted to tell all of you about. I've talked a little bit about it, Lies Inc., and I realized it was kind of hard to describe without reading it for you. The book takes a hard left turn. How would you all feel if we had a little bit of reading time today? Here we go. I feel like I need to explain a little bit about what's going on here, because our main character has been experiencing strange hallucinations that have been induced by computers, specifically by a malfunctioning computer. And the person in charge of the company that makes those computers has decided he is going to teleport to Whale's Mouth, which is a colony that is 18 years away by ship, but you can teleport there instantly. However, you cannot teleport back, and there's potentially some conspiracy going on. And no one is quite sure what the conspiracy is except for the people perpetrating it. And none of the messages sent back are reliable. An effort has been made to control information sent back to Earth. Yeah, this is an excerpt from the book Lies Inc. by Philip K. Dick. Now, important to note, the person who is supposed to be teleporting is not Rachmael ben Appelbaum, our main character. He's supposed to be going by ship. But the person in charge, the CEO of Lies Incorporated, is supposed to be teleporting. But for some reason, now it's Rachmael. So it's probably him transposing himself and experiencing the life of the CEO. I'll go ahead and read it. To the pleasant, rather over-extensively bosomed young female receptionist, Rachmael ben Appelbaum said, "My name is Stuart Trent. My wife was teleported earlier today, so I'm anxious to slip in under the wire. I know you're about to close your office." He had planned this for some time. It was his top card to be played, hopefully to the surprise of everyone. The girl glanced searchingly at him. "You're certain, Mr. Trent, that you desire to—" "My wife," he repeated harshly. "She's already over. She left at 5. He added, "I have 2 suitcases. A lady is bringing them." And into the office of Trails of Hoffman strode the robot-like machine, bearing the 2 imitation cowhide bulging suitcases. The consummately nubile receptionist said, "Please fill out these forms, Mr. Trent. I'll make certain that the teleport techs are ready to receive once more, because as you say, we are about to close." The entrance gate, in fact, was now locked. He made out the forms, feeling only a coldness, an empty mindlessness, fear. Lord, it really was fear. He actually, at this late moment when Freya had already been teleported across to Whale's mouth, felt his autonomic nervous system secrete its hormones of cringing panic. He wanted to back out. But this was too well planned. If they were expecting anyone, they would be expecting Matson Glazer Holiday. No one would expect him. However, despite his panic, he managed to fill out the forms, because higher than the autonomic nervous system was the frontal lobe's awareness that the moment Freya crossed over, it was decided. In fact, that was the reason for sending her in advance. He knew his own irresolution. Freya had been made the cat's paw of that irresolution. By having her go, he forced himself to complete this. And he thought, for the best. We must find some way in life to overcome ourselves. We're our own worst enemies. "Your shots, Mr. Trent." A THL nurse stood by with needles. "Will you please remove your outer garments?" The nurse pointed to a small and hygienic back chamber. He entered, began removing his clothing. Presently he had received his shots. His arms ached, and he wondered dully if they had done it already. Had this been something fatal, administered over the cover of prophylactic shots? Two elderly German technicians, both as bald as doorknobs, all at once manifested themselves, wearing the goggles of teleport operators. The field itself, if viewed too long, caused permanent destruction of the retina. "Mein Herr," the first technician said briskly, "kindly, sir, remove the balance of your garb. Sie sollen ganz unbedeckt sein. We wish not material, no sort, to impede the Stärke of the field. All objects, including your parcels, will follow you within minutes." I'm not going to bother trying to do the German accent. Rachmael finished undressing and, terrified, followed them down a tiled hall to what suddenly loomed as a mammoth chamber, almost barren. I should note that these people are German. It is the Germans who are perpetrating this. He saw it in no elaborate Dr. Frankenstein hodgepodge of retorts and bubbling cauldrons, only the twin perpendicular poles like the concrete walls of a good tennis court, covered with circular cup-like terminals. Between the poles he would stand, a mute ox, and the surge of the field would pass from pole to pole, engulfing him. And he would either die, if they knew who he was, or if not, then he would be gone from Terra for the balance of his life, or at least 36 years. Abba had told him, Abba reborn in Rachmael's own mind, Abba immortal and discorporate, to bond with one of the believers. "Mr. Trent," a technician said. He could not discern which one it was. They looked the same, fitting his goggles in place. "Bitte, please look down so that your eyes do not perceive the field emanations. Sie verstehen the retinal hazard." "Okay," he said, nodding, and looking down then in almost a gesture of modesty. He raised one arm, touched his bare chest with one hand as if concealing himself, protecting himself against what suddenly became a stunning, blinding ram head which butted him simultaneously from both sides. The forces, absolutely equal, made him freeze as if poured as a polyester as he stood. Anyone watching would have thought him free to move, but he was ensnared for good by the surge passing from anode to cathode, with himself as, what? The iron ring. His body attracted the field. He felt it infuse him as a dissolving agent. And then the left surge stopped. He staggered, glanced up involuntarily, and thought, "Abba, are you with me?" No answer from within his mind. The two bald, goggled Reich technicians were gone. He was in a far smaller chamber, and one elderly man sat at a desk, an old-fashioned desk, carefully logging from numbered tags a huge mound of suitcases and wrapped, tied parcels. Your clothing, the official said, lies in a metal basket to your right, marked 121628, and if you're faint, there's a cot. You may lie down. I'm all right, Rachmael said. Abba, he thought in panic, did they destroy you within me? Are you gone? Do I have to face this alone now? Silence within him. He made his way unsteadily to his clothing. Hands shaking, he dressed, then stood uncertainly. Here are your 2 items of luggage, the bureaucrat at the desk said, without looking up. He seemed like some ancient nodding sheep drowsing away at his chores. Numbers 39485 and 39486. Please arrange to remove them from the premises. He then brought out an old golden pocket watch on a fob, flipped it open to read the dial. No, excuse me, no one will be following you from the New York Nexus. Take your time. Thanks. Rachmael picked up the heavy suitcases, walked toward a large double door. Is this, he asked, the right direction? That will indeed take you out on Laughing Willow Tree Avenue, the clerk informed him. I want a hotel or a motel. Any surface vehicle can transport you, the clerk returned to his work, broke contact. He had no more info to offer. Pushing the door open, Rachmael stepped out onto the sidewalk and stopped dead in his tracks. Acrid smoke billowed about him, stinging his nostrils. He bent in a reflexive half-crouch. Then, here now on the far side, on the 9th planet of Fomalhaut, Rachmael ben Applebaum fingered relentlessly the meager flat tin, the container in his trouser pocket. This was the Wepex that the Advanced Weapon Archives had at last provided him. Radically disguised as well as radically beyond anything in the standard arsenals of the UN. The camouflage of the hyper-miniaturized time-warping construct had seemed to him, when he first viewed it, the sine qua non of misleading packages. The weapon appeared to be a bootlegged tin of Profaz from Yucatan, fully automated, helium battery-powered, guaranteed for 5-year operation, and gynotropic. Briefly, he huddled in the safe shadow of a wall, the weapon out now, visible in the palm of his hand. Even the gaily painted, half-witted slogan of the Central American factory had been duplicated, and, at a time like this, on a stranger planet in another system, he read the quixotic words familiar to him since adolescence. More fun after done. And with this, he thought, I'm going to get Freya back. In its witless, gaily colored way, the camouflage packet of the weapon seemed more of an insult, a quasi-obscene commentary on the situation confronting him. However, he returned it to his pocket. Sliding upward to an erect position, he once again viewed the nebulous rolls of particles in suspension. He once again viewed the cloud masses derived from the molecularization of the nearby buildings. He saw 2 dim human shapes that sped at ludicrously accelerated speed, each in its own direction, as if some central control usually in operation had, at this dangerous time, where so much was at stake, clicked off, leaving each of the sprinting figures on its own. And yet they all seemed to understand what they were doing. Their activities were not undirected, not random. To his right, a cluster had gathered to assemble a complex weapon. With industrious, ant-busy fingers, they snapped one component after another into position in expert progression. They knew their business, and he wondered, he could not in the erratic light make out their uniforms, which faction they represented. Probably, he decided, better to conclude they belonged to THL. Safer, he realized. And he would have to assume this until otherwise proved about each and every person whom he encountered here on this side, this new colonized land which was no Directly before him, a soldier appeared whose eyes glowed huge and unwinking, owl eyes which fixed on him and would never, now that they had perceived him, again look away. Diving to the ground, Rachmael fumbled numbly for the Profaz tin. It had happened too soon, too unexpectedly. He was not ready, and the weapon which he had brought here to use for Freya was not even positioned to protect him, let alone her. His hand touched it, buried deep within his pocket, and at that moment a muffled pop burst near his face as, above him, the THL soldier twisted to re-aim and fire once more. A high-velocity dart waggled its directing fins as it spun at him. It was, he realized as he watched it descend toward him, an LSD-tipped dart. The hallucinogenic ergodic alkaloid derivative had constituted ever since its introduction into the field of weapons of war, a unique instrument for reducing the enemy to a condition in which he was absolutely neutralized. Instead of destroying him, the LSD injected intravenously by the dart destroyed his world. Sharp, quick pains snuffed at his arm. The dart had plunged into him, had embedded itself successfully. The LSD had entered his circulatory system. He had now only a few minutes ahead. That realization alone generally took the target out, to know under conditions such as these that very shortly the entire self-system, the structure of world character which had developed stage by stage over the years from birth on. His thoughts ceased. The LSD had reached the cortical tissue of his frontal lobe, and all abstract mentational process had instantly shut down. He still saw the world, saw the THL soldier leisurely reloading the dart-releasing gun, the rolling clouds of A-warhead contaminated ash, the half-ruined buildings, the ant-like scampering figures here and there. He could recognize them and understand what each was, but beyond that, nothing. Color, Rachmael thought as he saw the transformation in the THL soldier's face, the color transformation. It had already set him. Swiftly the drug moved him to ruin. In his bloodstream it rushed him toward the end of his existence in the shared world. For me, he knew, this. But he could not even think it, carry out the steps of a logical thought. Awareness was there, knowledge of what was happening. He watched the lips of the THL soldier become bright, phosphorescent, shiny pink, pure luminosity, the lips forming a perfect bow, then floated off, detached themselves from the soldier's face, leaving behind the ordinary colorless lips. One hemisphere of Rachmael's brain had received the LSD and succumbed, undoubtedly the right, he being right-handed, the hemisphere on that side therefore being the undifferentiated of the two. The left still held out, still saw the mundane world, even now deprived of abstract reasoning, no longer capable of adult cerebral processes. The higher centers of the left hemisphere of his brain fought to stabilize the picture of the world as he knew it, fought knowing that within seconds now that picture would give way, would collapse and let in, like some endless flood, the entirety of raw precept data, uncontrolled, unstructured, without meaning or order, each datum unrelated to the others, the portion of his brain which imposed the framework of space and time onto incoming data would not be able to carry out its task. And, with the ringing in of that instant, he would plunge back decades, back to the initial interval after birth, entry into a world utterly unfamiliar, utterly incomprehensible. He had lived through that once. Each human at the moment of birth had. But now he possessed memory, retention of the disappearing usual world. That and language, that and realization of what ordinary and expected experience would presently become. And how long subjectively it would last. How long it would be before he regained, if he did regain, his customary world once more. It goes on like this, you guys. And this is why I feel like I'm losing my mind while I'm reading this book. I should note, Philip K. Dick was no stranger to hallucinogens. Do you think he tried LSD to write that? Oh, no, this book was written toward the end of his life. He had done plenty of hallucinogens. No, this was not done just for this book. This was done in response to doing LSD. Make no mistake. Mr. Knudsen, are we gonna have to do a report on this? No, but I would recommend reading it, although maybe don't start with this story. Maybe, I think that a really good start to Philip K. Dick would be, I would say Minority Report. The Minority Report is a very accessible story. Yeah, Schneckenhoff, welcome. Welcome to my madness. It's good to have you all here. I will say I preferred the short story to the movie. The movie was great, but the short story was even more intense. Evan Star, hey there. Welcome in. I've been considering doing a subscriber book club. I think that would be fun. However, we wouldn't do novels, we would do short stories. Stuff that you can read in like 20 minutes before the book club starts. You know? Maybe fanfic. Do you remember that excerpt you read about an intergalactic tyrant jester? Yes, that was the Foundation series by Isaac Asimov. Lucia, welcome in. Know that you are welcome here. Yeah, that character was called the Mule, but the series was called Foundation. The Mule only comes in the second book? Third? I can't recall. Yeah, Kitsune, exactly. I am willing to bet that I can find a short story that Mike would like. I bet that I can, because he's like, I can't read, my attention span is too garbage, and I'm like, man, there are some short stories. Second and third. Yeah, he was in the third book. Okay, so he's introduced in the second book. I couldn't remember when he was introduced. But yeah, it would be a very low commitment book club. Because short stories, I really think short stories are a great way to get back into reading if you haven't done it for a while. Find an author you like or are interested in, and pick up a short story collection from them. Or even better, just look up a PDF of their stories. It's all right there, and then if you like their writing, you can pick up a collection. If you like their prose, I will say enjoying an author's concepts is less important than enjoying their prose, how they write, not what they write. Just a reading stream where you read us grim fairy tales. I'll do you one better. I have a wonderful anthropology book about Baba Yaga, and the latter half of it is filled entirely with stories collected, spoken by like grandmothers in Eastern Europe. What if I pulled that book out and started reading old Baba Yaga tales? What about that for a stream? Some of them get wild. I think that would be wonderful. I love telling stories. Only if you actually do the Eastern European grandma voice. Well, hey there, Sonny. We need Hackerling for that. Oh, what if we get... Maybe we could get Hackerling to join us for that. Oh, that would be lovely. We could have her do the voices of all the women. That's American. Bet you wouldn't derail at all. Yeah, no, never. Not at all. Of course not. Okay, you know what? I think everyone... I'm gonna take a minute. I need another cup of tea. Good golly, I am thirsty today. So I am going to make myself another cup of tea, and then I am going to make a post. I'm going to post to Twitter about the fact that this tournament is happening. And then when I'm back from making my tea, I'm going to put on the song from Resin that I heard that I absolutely fell in love with. How about that? God, it was good. I'll share with you some of the music I've been enjoying. We'll be right back, everyone. Get yourself another cup of tea. Oh, Evan Star, thank you. I'm glad. I have things set up now so I can speak a little more gently. It's nicer on my voice. I like it better. We'll be right back, everyone. God, I love that song. What a beautiful song. I just wanted to share that with all of you. That's what's been on repeat since last night. When I went and nabbed my extra audio equipment. Alice in Chains energy, maybe a little bit. It's stoner rock. I think that there's an argument to be made for like stoner metal, maybe even doom metal, but maybe it's not sludgy enough. That song, excuse me, yeah, I should probably say what it is. That song is Possession by Resin. I can find a YouTube link for it. Here we go, since that's probably the easiest for people. There we go. I've been needing more. Oh my god. The song itself only has like 8,000 views on YouTube. That is... Oops. Oh god. Please don't automatically play. That is criminal. Are you kidding me? That is wild. Really? Oh my god. But it's so good. I am personally offended by this fact. Hidden gem. Yeah, seriously. I mean, to be fair, I just heard it because the dude at the music store had his playlist on, and it was his favorite band. He seemed rather excited when I said that I loved the song. It was very funny. I was nabbing my audio equipment, and I asked the dude behind the counter, like, "What is this?" He was like, "Hold on, let me call the dude at the." I'm glad I found that group. There are lots of little groups. Like it's been very satisfying to see some of the bands that I've fallen in love with gain traction and become more popular. It makes me happy. There's always that little hipster in me that's like, no, now they're popular. Damn it. It's like, now I can't be cool. Now I can't be hip for, like, I guess it's not really hip to know bands that are, like, not popular. It's the opposite. But I find them and I'm like, oh my god, this is so good. And then they get popular. That has happened a few times. That signal boosts this band harder than an unfiction series after the Nightmind feature. It seemed like I was really happy to see that Angel Hair had already gotten traction. I will say, I am definitely a little bit of a hipster. A little bit. In the sense that when I play games, I like to play the factions or the characters that nobody plays. Like the underplayed ones. But I also, just because something is popular doesn't mean I'll dislike it. Right? There are plenty of unpopular things that I like. I did see that Rev watched Angel Hair on his stream. I'm glad that he liked it. Hey Ryan, how are you doing? Oh, hey Kapika. Yeah, you missed my gay liberal furry coming out event. If by gay liberal furry coming out event you mean, I will announce it again, you mean the Helldivers Invitational Tournament that I'm going to be hosting on April 6th at 11 a.m. Pacific time. For democracy, they're going to fight to determine who is the most democratic. I'm going to let everyone know, actually. Let me see. Let me just make sure all the people who are in the server already know. Done. Furious. Does my typing sound furious? It's quite relaxed. For me, anyway. No, I'm looking forward to it. I've been wanting to host events like this a lot. My keyboard is loud, it's true. Ika Pika, are you okay?
Also cheer 500.
No, Plico, thank you. Thanks for the 500 bits. I am tippy tappy. I am, by the way, I was busy yesterday, but the big reason that I canceled stream yesterday was because I was so lethargic. I, have not been getting enough calories. I am bad about that. I realize that it really is largely because I'm just not getting enough food in me. And it's kind of becoming a problem. Yeah, I'm figuring it out. It's just taking me a minute. This song always makes me want to put on the... Hold on. It's... Here we go. I want to put on the Sunshine Heavy Industries soundtrack. I keep coming back to it. It's so good. It makes me happy. It's comfy. Makes you want to put on the maid outfit. If Mary gets me a maid outfit, I'll use it. How about that? You hear me, Mary? He doesn't right now. Hey, Beast Felinor. Thanks for the 7 months. And for the hug. The ball's in your court, Mary. The massive balls. No, I want to work out more, but before I can do that, I need calories. I am eating so as soon as I start to feel a little bit hungry, I start preparing food. I think my problem is that for a long time I would ignore my hunger so that I could work. And so I began to tolerate hunger. So when I get hungry, yeah, I get irritable, but I still tolerate it. Rather than acting on it, because I always had stuff to work on. Are you having trouble telling when you're hungry? No. I can always tell when I'm hungry. The problem is that my tolerance for hunger is too high. Snacks, maybe. I do have some snacks for myself. I have some chocolate and peanut butter snacks that I sometimes will turn to. Nibble nuts. Indeed. I'm not sure that reminders... maybe I do need reminders to eat. The problem is, I'll see the reminder and I'll be like, okay, I'll do it right after I'm finished with what I'm doing right now. And then I don't. I just forget because I get too into whatever I was already doing. Yep. Snooze. Yeah, Marianne, it is entirely possible that my body is in starvation mode, which is a slight concern. Need minders, not reminders. That's a funny way of putting it, but I think that's kind of accurate. I think after stream, I'm going to make some food. I'm going to have a snack and then I'll figure out what I'm going to make. I think I have... Nah, screw it. I'll make spaghetti. Does anyone else... I want to see if I'm the only person who does this. Am I the only person who adds chili powder to his spaghetti sauce? Because I do that. And it adds a really nice, just little tiny bit of heat. An extra bit of flavor. Ryan is paid for by the Fotenhauer lobby. And basil and garlic. Yeah, but basil and garlic are normal. A few drops of Carolina Reaper sauce? Yeah. To fried rice, too. Oh. Ooh, that sounds nice. Fried rice. Maybe I make fried rice tonight. Do I have peas? I feel like peas are a really important part of fried rice. Fred is mainly burrito. Yum, 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 yum. I don't think I have any. I'll have to check. Maybe I do have some frozen. Garlic, curry, paprika, and chili. Need the peas, though. I don't know. Like, maybe it's just because that's what I've had in the moes. Yeah, mixed veggies. Veggies of some kind. Onion. Onion's good in fried rice, right? Can be. I feel like onion's good in, like, everything, depending on how you prepare it. Onion is such a versatile vegetable. It goes into damn near everything. Ooh, something else I wanted to mention, by the way. I showed Mint Castella, the trailer for the new Stellaris DLC, and she's excited for it. I suggested that we do a co-op campaign of some of the new material, and she's down, so that'll probably happen in the near future when that's released. When is that going to be released? Let me take a look. I'm on the test branch. Oh, 4 days ago that. Okay, announcing the machine age. When does it launch? Oh, some of this art is so cute. Oh, I love this art. Oh, that's disturbing. It just says coming soon. Yes, you do hear Sunshine Heavy Industries' comfy soundtrack. Onion goes into everything, Ika Pika. Just, it has to be prepared correctly. That's the important thing. I am again out of tea because I am a thirsty boy. Oh my god. I have been dehydrated. Oh my god. That's why I've been lethargic. I'm not getting enough calories. I've been dehydrated. I'm just not taking good care of myself. I keep saying, oh, there are all these things that I have to get done. And then I just neglect myself and end up being less effective, less efficient. I get less done because I don't have energy. Take a dedicated day. I also haven't been taking days off. Yeah, That's a problem. Damn it. I do need to be taking days off, don't I? You know what I need to pick up for food? Gochujang. Isn't that what it's called? Yeah, gochujang. It is so good. I am too thin. I don't have the body fat to be able to weather days where I don't eat. Put some gochujang in your spaghetti sauce. Ooh, now there's an idea. Ooh, You should drink a gallon of water. You should drink when you're thirsty. That's another thing. I just haven't been listening to my body and what it needs. This has been a consistent problem with myself. I did not realize until recently how good gochujang is. Like, it is such a unique flavor that goes well with so many things. Although I have also learned the absolute joy of desiccating tofu in the oven and seasoning it just right. Oh my god. Tofu can be insanely good if you season it right. You have to season it. Yes, Tisha. Absolutely. In fact, if you feed cats wet food, like I do mine, they don't really need to drink water. Like, they just don't drink because they're like, they should generally be getting their hydration.
Be the twunk, and Fredrik be the twink, two sides of the same gay coin limau.
Ooh, there's a merch idea. A coin with me on one side and Nick on the other. Having problems with not picking up on your bodily needs. Yeah, I know I'm neurodivergent. Trust me. You think the dude who makes Down the Rabbit Hole isn't neurodivergent? Fool. Yeah, look at me. I'm pretending to be an owl man on the internet while I make videos about weird internet phenomena. Yeah, this is perfectly neurotypical. Right. Uh-huh. With a little fella on my shoulder, too. Fecal bisexual, yes. God, that name. You can tell who the army is. Down the rabbit holes and look, all I did was monetize my hyperfixations. That's why I have a career. I don't exist. I play the hurdy-gurdy. Come on now. No, Grizzly Boar, the problem is I just haven't been stopping to make tea while I'm working. Oh, Schneckenhoff, by the way, don't add the Mazda mod. The reason that horses have such limited speed in Skyrim isn't because it's a game balancing thing or whatever. It's because if you move too quickly, then the game crashes. My game was crashing over and over, and it turned out it was because the game cannot handle loading too much of the world at once. It has to be very gradual. So if you move too quickly through the world, it'll crash. so don't do the Mazda mod. Do you know what that Japanese green tea is that uses a super high leaf to water ratio and uses a flat fuck teapot is? Oh. Not specifically. I know what you're talking about. Is it Gyokuro? Is it? It could be. Mod makers stream for Skyrim. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Hey guys. I'm afraid that I might be getting a small case of depression living space, in the sense that I need to be cleaning. It's not so much that things are dirty, it's that things are messy. You know what I mean? I've been doing so much. So I think what I'm going to do for myself is we're going to wrap up and I'm going to get to cleaning. But first I want to check out art. But I hope that all of you are as excited for the Helldivers Invitational as I am. I'm excited. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean my space. I'm going to get my chores done. I'm going to relax for a little bit with some Helldivers, and then maybe get some work done. Get some other work done. That's how I'm going to do today. Yeah, Ika Pika, I'm at the point where my life is in a bit of triage. Where only the most important thing that needs to be done is getting done. Right away. Clean your room. It's a bad place to start. But you need to keep it okay. Right? Like there's a maintenance to it. Oh, the sketch page today. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Starry. This sketch page is terrifying. Let me just refresh the T-Owl art tag. Why do you keep doing... No, the problem is I keep relapsing, Farah. That's my problem. It's bad habits. You build up habits and it's hard to shake them. Starry's sketch page today is wild. Welcome in, Cliche. I hope that I'm not being uncomfy talking about this, by the way. Is this uncomfy? I wish to draw attention to the half man, half horse that is rancid. Not at all? Okay, good. I don't want this to be a, oh, I'm so messed up stream. I also don't want it to sound like a self-pity stream. Like, I'm not trying to attract pity. This is me trying to figure things out for myself. Oh, I am a bottom. Thanks, Mochi. Yeah, the ears are awful. Oh my god. Yeah, that's a lot. We have... Hold on. Let me pull it up. Everyone here is cringe.
It seems that everybody here is cringe. No. Only me. I'm cringe. And that's first. I'll never be baked and that's not cringe. There's no one I'd rather do than me.
Also, yep, me correcting chat. Get it right. Sub is a position of a lack of active control. Bottom is a physical position. There you go. Mm-hmm. Damn right. Also, there... see? There's the sub. A sub can be used as a top. But this is a Helldiver's sub. You're goddamn right. I would like to try being the pack mule. Just to see how it goes, you know? Like, I would bring a tertiary weapon for myself, but I'd also bring everyone else's tertiary weapons. Also, is this me being Pavlovian trained to eat food? Oh my god. And there's an owlet chewing on a wire. Is this the official Helldivers 2 Discord kitten? Yes. Oh my god, MTAC-U13, the mule. Also, just chomping down a mouse. Don't worry about it. Just getting my calories in for the day. Sorry, I love these so much. The absolute serotonin released when I see Starry Feather's sketch pages is wild. It's just a like looking at them as a serotonin factory. It's like squeezing. Well, I guess the amygdala is more associated with fear. What would this be? What would I squeeze to get serotonin out? Someone in my chat must know. My chat's smarter. My chat's smart. Boobs. A hog. Just squeezing the folds of my brain, yeah. Breets. This has been nice today, though, everyone. Thank you. I'm gonna try to look after myself. You know what I'm gonna do? I am dehydrated enough that I'm going to sit down in front of my tea set and just sip tea and watch the new competitive Dead by Daylight. That's what I'm gonna do. Unless, I mean, like... Okay, hypothetically, I'm gonna be doing that anyway. Do y'all want to join me for that? What if we don't end stream and just watch it together? Like I was like, oh yeah, ending stream. Hey, wait. You guys want to just do that? I love watching competitive Dead by Daylight and just sipping tea. I might get up relatively frequently to get more tea, but... What do you think? Let's do it. Screw it. Just gonna be sitting on my own watching anyway. Come along, everyone. Here, let me get it set up. The first Doctor round, I watched that while I was preparing today. React, yeah, I'm becoming a React Andy. Fuck you, don't care. So I'm gonna be doing anyway. Hey everyone, we'll be right back. I'm gonna make more tea. Go and get a sippy and let's watch some competitive Dead by Daylight because that's my weird fixation right now. It's not even a fixation, it's just comfort stuff. I like it. Be right back. Hi. Hello everyone. I have my tea. I'm ready to get comfy. This is just... I feel like this is overtime. You know? I was just gonna hydrate, but... Let's just watch together. That sounds nice. This is stuff that I'd be doing anyway. So why not do it together? Okay, I'm gonna tuck my legs up to my chest. 'Cause that's comfy. I don't care anymore. Now I don't have to care about being acceptable on stream.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Sinners vs Ariandel with Wee Doctor here on the Doctor. I'm sorry, Wee Jackson here on the Doctor on Wrecker's Yard again.
Silence.
See, he's going quite aggressively into the map, already finding the first survivor, kind of in the near the open generators. The chase is being taken here on the truck. I'm not sure if he's going to actually commit. Yeah, it looks like he is committing here to Bobo Zava. Already breaking that first pallet out of the way, taking the chase here on the CNL tile, and it looks like Bobo Zava may have.
Doctor is a really interesting killer.
The chase into the corrupt side
In the previous one,
we Jason hoping to get the first down.
what was it, Ariandel? They had a really good showing. Like they got a 4K. They managed to kill every survivor. Even after they finished the 5 gens. So this is going to be hard. It's going to be hard for Sinners to match. The Doctor's interesting. He can get rid of options for the survivors.
On the other hand, the first objective has already been completed, so Ariandel here not losing.
How is he so fast? Was that an add-on?
deeper into the wrecker's
It felt
yard
like he was
edge,
moving
though,
really
make
fast.
it a little bit harder for the survivors to go towards this unhook and potentially injuring any teammate that is going to come for a rescue. Not the worst region setup around the hook, not the best one, as well as one generator is really pulled towards that shack. Lori waiting here, running.
Is he gonna camp, I wonder? Camping is a
Master,
legitimate
but still getting
strategy
here.
in
Now
competitive Dead by
Jason aware of the
Daylight.
location of 2 survivors. Meanwhile, Bubazavre chilling on the hook here,
Calling
but I
you a
feel
bottom
like
is
we
more
need pressure,
satisfying.
because if we would just go onto camping Bubble, we will not have Hex Ruin coming
It's
in
so
touch
funny
here.
how
Therefore,
everyone
very
assumes so
understandable.
much about
The
me.
next target is Hardwell.
You
Yes,
really
quite right.
think?
I think, oh, there we see the second generator popping already. I think Arianda was showing some great pressure on the generators. We see they are going in for the save, but
Wait.
I think, yeah, it looks like
Oh.
Excise decided not to go in for it, as it would have been a trade. I guess they decided it's not worth it. Yeah, it is hard when you're hooked.
Oh my
right
god,
there in
okay,
the-
that was
in
some
the
goofy
corner,
coordination.
on the edge of Wrecker's Yard.
Are they
It's
even
quite
gonna be
hard
able to get
get
him?
to, and it looks like Jason has deciding to pressure now this hook until he gets to the second stage, which he has, and now he will probably go back to the generators to try.
Someone
and,
said
get
you
some real
exuded
value.
ace energy and could not be convinced otherwise.
Now going to rotate back towards our Lori here. She has been the target before.
I encourage you
but
to remember
still
that
healthy
ace does
to
not
find
necessarily
down
mean
and
sex
an injury
repulsed.
here. Babu still hanging onto the hook there. I doubt that they will sacrifice him.
Ace is a
Especially
very
Babu
wide
calling out that
spectrum.
He is in chase, therefore one survivor going to circle around to catch Babu and the other one
I think that
staying
people that
onto
use
the
ace
generators.
interchangeably
Quick
with
shot
sex
there
repulsed,
towards
and
the
that is
Hex
very
Ruin to
much
prevent
not
any survivor from
universally
cleansing
true.
it, but this also
And I would
means
say
that
it
the
is
survivor
usually
is
not
now
true.
aware of Hex Ruin's location. So if it ever gets tricky with the Hex Ruin, they now know where they have to go for. Glad dropping the pallet quite early.
He's
but this was
asexual
maybe a
because he
little bit
likes a
too
sex.
optimistic that it's going
Yeah,
to be put down
asexual
onto
is
one Lori,
actually being
unfortunately not
mispronounced.
able
It's
to take down
actually
as well.
asexual.
Therefore, quick elimination
That's
as
what
well
that's what
feels like the
Italian sex
previous
is.
game. So we're kinda
Asexual.
on track.
Yes, the elimination has come in at 3 generators remaining, which is what happened in the last match. But then we did have that.
Sex
third
repulsed
generator
or
pop,
not
and the
interested,
same
right?
thing is
Like
happening again. Kind of, we are seeing
people
having
also
a bit of
use it
deja
as like
vu.
not interested in sex, but again,
We
that's
see
not
Hardwell
always
is
the
being
case.
chased around the shack,
It can
which is
just mean
a great
not
place to go down, as we
experiencing
mentioned.
sexual
He does not
attraction.
want to end up in that basement, but Lee Jason is not committing to the chase here. I think he's going to go and check on those generators.
A little bit of checking by Jason, and while going back towards the generators, I thought he's going to target Hardwell again, but realizes that Hardwell is not going towards the location he really wants him in. We are kinda on this broken truck here, far away from the beautiful 3-gen. This gen down there, you can completely give up on, because this one is nothing you can defend here realistically.
It's different from having a low sex
Way out
drive,
of your way to
because
defend that
a
generator. Therefore, we're going to try working
someone
with the
who
generator
is
setup we have
of
here, and I feel like this
normals,
shot came
like
in last second
someone who
as Arima
experiences
was
sexual
ready
attraction
to
can
complete
still
this
have a low
generator
sex
down
drive.
here at the fun bus.
Like
Now
someone,
Jason needs to be careful that no
so
one
someone with a
is
low
sneaking
sex
in
drive
into the
might
back and
still
safely
find
completing
people
this generator,
physically
but so far it
attractive.
doesn't seem like anyone is going to do
Whereas
that,
an
as
ace
Excise
person can
is going
have
to
a high
find the reason
libido
in
but
the
not
distance.
find someone
Therefore, the
physically
survivors are again, they're
attractive.
busy right now, holding
That's
W here
demisexual.
away, making sure that as much
Or
time
no,
as
well,
possible is
demisexual
wasted,
means
but
they can only
Arima
feel
is
like
finding
sexual
nothing else
attraction
than
isn't
top
necessarily
corner. Will
tied
be
to
interesting to get the
physicality.
fun bus done, though.
Yes, it will be indeed. I think, I believe that he still
Now,
has
to be
a
clear,
residence
most
on,
people won't have
Arima,
sex.
but
Well, I mean, I don't know
think
about
that
most,
was
but a lot of
used there,
people
was
won't.
it?
Like, a lot of
So
normal, a lot of people who
we see
experience
Lori here is kind of
sexual
top
attraction
of the
still
map,
will
so I'm
only
not sure what
be
kind of
with
pressure they
someone
have on that generator, and I
who,
think, I'm not, was that, yeah,
like,
that
they
Lori
know.
has just been found.
But
So, yeah, it looks
demisexual
like the
specifically refers
pressure on those
to
generators is not quite where you
only
need it,
feeling
where you
sexual
need it, and
attraction at all
I think perhaps
when you know the person.
chases, was that Excise I just saw? I'm not quite sure myself, but I think that this is a difficult situation.
It's a little specific, and I think it's kind of difficult for people who don't experience it to understand it, because they just experienced it in such a way their entire life. It's kind of difficult to conceive that that's possible.
of the wrecker's yard, and there comes the punishment. We really
And that's one of the
beautifully saw
problems
it
with
here.
talking
The hook is
about
on the
sexuality
east
is
side,
because people
the
find
chase
it
is on the
difficult to
northern
comprehend
side, and the generator is trying to defend
sexuality
always
that exists in a
southwest.
way
This
that they
Jason
aren't
is
used
not
to,
going to work, and he paid the
or
price
that
for
they
that.
haven't
Exercise has deleted that
experienced.
generator. However, Arima is
It's
going
just
into
hard to
second
conceive
stage
of
as
it in
they
the
were
first place, so it's
sacrificing
hard
one stage
to
for the
respect
generator
it.
here. Jason wants to rotate
Like, how
back
can you
to
respect
defend
what
the
you...
unhook, but will come too late here. I feel like that
You can
Jason
respect
has
something
a
you don't
lot of
understand, but it's
ideas
going to
of
take
what
more
he has
effort.
to do in terms of defending the gen, defending the hook, going back to the hook, denying the unhook. But I feel like he has so many ideas that he doesn't pick one singular game plan out and commits to it. Instead, he's trying to defend all possible solutions.
Is he able to
all
make this?
possible options he has,
He's not
and
able to
by
make
doing
it.
so,
Oh, that looked
he's
so
losing it
close.
entirely.
Yes, I think you're quite right. I was a bit confused there earlier, trying to figure out what his plan was. I see him looking here, going there, going back to the hook, going to the generator, and I was... Yeah, I think you're quite right there. He had a lot on his mind, but
Yeesh.
Ariandel have broken the 3-gen.
Okay,
They
so
are down to a
Ariandel
2v1
can...
now at 1 generator remaining.
Ariandel can tie this if they can just finish one more generator, but they only have 2 people left and one of them is injured. That's going to be really hard. Ooh, but one of them has Deja Vu. Deja Vu will give him a boost to repairing any generator right now because there are only 3 left.
Spread of generators has never been defended
So that's pretty
before
good.
in the history of Wrecker's
Oh
Guard
no.
games, but Lori has been caught out in a difficult position. She is injured.
Oh
and with an
no.
SA to Russia, that's going to be a hit into the back. There's nothing that Hartwell can do. The question is now, will the final generator get done? Do we have to
The final
replay
generator is
it
not
on the
getting
doctor on
done.
the
I
Wrecker's
think
Guard?
that
Will
Sinners just wins this.
finish it right here? In this case, they will take the win, or will we see an out or any last second?
Yeah, Raven, exactly. People kind of hear about other sexualities and they naturally tack on their own idea of sexuality onto it. Because that's what they've known. They just assume that other... Humans have a tendency to assume that other people understand the world through the same paradigm or have the same values, and that is not always the case. There's a lot that makes humans very similar to one another, but there is also a lot that makes us very different from one another. And just saying humans are all the same or humans are all different is not useful, if you ask me. It's not a binary. It's not a line.
Plan was here, but it seems to have worked out really well for him, actually. As it looks like
It's not a scale. It's not a one-dimensional scale.
I don't want to speak too soon, but realistically, there's not really much that Excise can do here. I don't think he can really make the hatch or anything like that.
Yeah, that's going to be Excise on the
Yeah, Scout Rat Pack. It probably feels weird because it feels weird to give it a name because that's just your experience. It's just you.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you still do not have Sinners on your list of dangerous teams in the winter circuit because you underestimate...
Yeah, Vendaka, exactly. And I think that reduction... I almost wonder if adding names to these things is too reductionist. Because if you give it a name, it's like, yes, if you give something a name, you can identify it easier and you can put concerted thought toward it. But the other side of that is by giving something a name, you can make it something that can be hated.
What do you think is the most
And there's a part of me that wonders
survivors of Ariandel in their
if it just invites hatred rather than analysis.
I think they're gonna need to get over this. This didn't play out how they wanted to. They broke this.
That was a
region,
rough
yet
game.
They weren't able to.
Yeesh, that was a really close game.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Wesker set, and we are surprise on the
Yeah, Artesia, that also is true. I think that oftentimes labels and titles are used rather than as a way to identify, as a way to exclude, both by people who dislike whatever it is and by people who participate in it. Because if they say, I am gay, then they make that part of their identity, and any other possibility becomes excluded in their mind, and they are supposed to act a particular way, and more specifically not act in particular other ways.
But I don't think he can get very far. There we have it, the first down already. I see the killer does have this pain res. So I'm sure
Yeah, it's just an easier target, Heartburn. I think you're right.
Flash generator from popping with this first hook.
Now we're going to see it in time, that's for sure. Painress going to come in clutch. This time we do see a pop goes the weasel actually, so Sin is now coming in with a little bit of a different strategy.
I think that one problem I have with labels is that it's very easy to draw the boundaries incorrectly.
Survivors on the generators won't work since Ariandel is
Hey, welcome in.
so strong here, because
I'm American.
Keep in mind, we do have to lock the survivor and the killer perks, but only before each individual
My ancestors
set. So
come
we
from
can
Norway,
take the
but
experience they made out of the doctor set and put it into their builds.
I'm
for the
American.
mastermind. And I wonder if
America.
the switch from the ruin towards the pop goes the weasel actually happened because he realized that Ariandel is a little bit too strong on being efficient on the generators and not allowing the spread pressure, which is
Disgusting.
something, we might have to find out later by asking them
Hey, have
directly,
you
but
seen
we
my
do see a
tentacles?
couple of generators being progressed here, 75%.
Aren't they
and
so
2 times
cool?
50%, which makes me feeling very optimistic about this camping being punished successfully.
Yes, we see Jason was camping but was over there into the second hook state, but he has left now and he is going to go back to his generators. But he's not quite committing there, a bit unsure there, making sure no one's getting the unhook, but that is giving the survivors
Add
more
a T.
time to keep pressuring them.
I'll be right back. I'll leave this playing, but I won't be long. I'll be like a minute and a half.
I think he probably used his pop on that. And he's going back to the hook. And we see the first generator pop, so yeah, a lot of things going on.
And I feel like Ariandel has also learned a little bit from the previous trial, because they are really expecting Jason to go for this camp here. They are not even pulling any attempt. They are
Hello,
oh,
Fred.
actually I spoke too soon. They are going to come in. Exa is going to be smashed into the wall, but now I do feel like he's going to make that. Not entirely sure if body blocking wasn't the better option there, because by going for the smash into the wall, he allowed Exa to struggle free from the killer's grasp and go for the 1v1, and there's a for the people as well, making sure that Jason will not even be left with a slug here. Bubasavro with a wonderful dodge as well, going on to a run here onto this filler pallet. Will he be able to stay alive even with this high ping from South America to Russia? He's able to read the killer correctly and going to vault in time. Unfortunately, it's going to be a quick down, and just like last time, Hardwell is coming too late. Bubasavro is getting shit up by the teammate on top, getting blind here. It's getting a little bit chaotic here. Hardwell was saying, well, if you get down, well, then better being on the hook as well. But that was kind of impressive run here by Ariandel, going for the last second 1-for-1, then saving the slugged survivor with the for the people, and then unfortunately didn't work. But from the idea, throwing
Oh, hey there, Elemental Cyborg. Thanks for the 6 months. Welcome in.
Ariandel definitely
Okay,
much more confident,
I have my tea.
much more on track than in the previous trial.
Yes, quite right. I mean, that was very chaotic there. They really got that save just as the last
I just had an XQ. Yeah, oh my god, hold on. I had an XQC moment. Let me,
which is really good for Ariandel. We see
There.
is going to be hooked. I'm not sure quite how much pressure they have on that final
There.
generator. Perhaps they're opting to reset instead.
Okay.
But this looks like they can really come back from this.
They really
oh my
can,
god, Fluffy
especially when
Hetche,
they
yeah.
do
I have
allow
I
a
have
quick
not
second
used that
down right
name
here.
in an
Arena is
age.
going for a reset. Hardwell is at least
Heard of the
high
recent DVD drama in regards with the
Jason is
unknown?
close
No.
by, 50-50 50-50 left.
I didn't
or right.
realize that there was any
Jason
drama
sounds to be
attached
back
to
in
the
full
unknown.
section.
The
So
unknown.
Hardwell winning the hide and seek. Problem is that no one is working
What's the
on
problem?
the generator, so Exercise is kind of progressing towards the second stage for free at the moment. The
Yeah,
killer
what?
doesn't face any punishment for it. No generator is being progressed. Nothing else is being completed in terms of the objectives. So I do feel like Exercise will just find himself canned into the second stage, and then we can only hope that Ariandel survivors are hopping quickly onto the generators to get done their work, because if they waste too much time, then Jason will actually profit here.
Yes, I think we see
Oh my
that,
god, already got a
Jason here
kill
had a
at...
feeling that
Okay.
one of the survivors was in this area of
There's
the
just
map.
one gen
He has gone
remaining.
there to look for them, and of course he found Hardwell, but he is not committing. Instead, he is checking
Yeah,
on those generators.
my life has
As
gotten kind of
Ariandel
wild,
was
Fluffy.
working on, but of course wasn't able to get much progress. I wonder if Hardwell will be
I'm
going
happy
the
for
save
it.
now.
But it is a little wild.
Yeah, there we have it. We have to save on Excise. I think this will take Jason away into this corner of the map. Hopefully.
Wait, they're calling the
I do wanna see
cheerleader
if
skin
it's more
transfer.
progress,
There's a
but he is
cheerleader skin?
already onto Hardwell and already got that down. And we see the eruption coming in on that generator as well.
Always kind of rude how the mastermind is interrupting the casting there with his voice lines, but
Chantum Wolf, that
it's going to
sounds
be
really
Fox stage number
bad
6 coming
faith.
out now. Excise still going to stay
That
injured,
sounds
so
really
we can
bad
tell that he's
faith.
working on a generator, Arima being healthy, so he has a lot of time here as well. Let's see how they are going to play this out. Will Hardwell be rescued immediately? Excise very likely going to find a spray.
Anyone act like that's not really worth engaging with
without being
in my mind, because it's so bad faith that there's no point. Here, I can take off the chair now. When I get up and get my tea, I'll add the chair.
Live play is coming out, going to vault over the pallet. Jason expected that, therefore going to be
A trans woman voices the unknown. Oh, that's interesting. I had no idea. The unknown is an incredible killer, just by the way, in concept. And in practice, apparently. Apparently, the unknown is really fun to play against and as, which is the sign of a successful design. Mm-hmm.
Yes, this is really
No, it sounds really bad faith.
Would have been hoping for. It looks like they're kind of ending up in a similar situation to the last game. We can appreciate.
It's especially funny given like how very clearly LGBT friendly the dev studio DBD is.
Europe or Russia.
Yeah, that's shitheads. It's like whatever.
Perhaps that caught them off guard a bit, but yeah, it looks like there's not
Trade?
much that.
Okay, I got the trade. Oh, that's 2 slugs.
But, you know,
oh, that's rough.
Still, then they're not realistically going to be able to pop that last generator here.
Oh, Levine, they're gonna turn anything into what they want. Don't worry about it. Oh, everyone's infected. That's rough. Yes, that is Wesker. Wesker is a killer in Dead by Daylight. There are 2 Resident Evil characters in Dead by Daylight.
And this time even stronger. Sinners is growing over their own performance here. Last trial against Ariandel's survivor has been 1 generator remaining.
Bro's been camping. It's competitive Dead by Daylight. He's playing as effectively as he can. Oof, 4K1 is really good.
So we, Jason, going for the same result, but a little bit more confident. At least that was on top. The famous Sherry on the top there means that Ariandel is now going to be under pressure. Their mastermind needs to play out of their mind. It needs to be stronger.
TBD gone woke? No way.
Veronica, my question to you again.
Yeah, don't let people acting in bad faith take you away from the things that you like. Trust me.
Yeah, so much pressure. I think, you know, it's going to be really tense. I mean, Ariandel is really going to want to
It'll just happen. You got to roll with it.
And play next weekend, but at this point, there's so much pressure, so I really hope that the killer is kind of able to, you know, remain calm and collected and really play their best.
Then let's find out, ladies and gentlemen, how
The VA
they are
mains
feeling
unknown,
pressure on the
nice.
killer side of Ariandel after the
Okay,
short
that's cool. It's fun when the people who voice a character in a game also like playing the game as that character.
Found the first survivor here in the corrupt area of the map.
No one will hurt you, no one but
He's really
me.
going to want to make this fast chase as fast as possible, which of course is always the aim. But we have
Tonight, the
really needs to get this
world
down, I
at
think,
my
as soon
feet.
as possible here.
Ah, the
Is going kind of,
the lines, the voice
towards
lines
the, open generator here.
of the unknown are so
Challenge
good.
and
Do people do tournaments? Yes, this is a match in a tournament.
Sweet chop. There we have a bit of a mind game there. The first down.
The voice actor for the opening sequence loves Helldivers too. That's awesome.
Absolutely, this is exactly what you're looking for in the early game, making sure that the first hook stage is coming out. We do not even have 50% on the first generator
I, the
yet.
nameless
Gustavo,
legend.
Jason and Bucky still busy spreading across the generators in the first place here, so
I have lived
that's
in
going to be
dungeons
quite some
long
time lost
forgotten.
on the survivor side here. Bubble really being too fast for them. We also see a different approach on the killer perks here. We do have a brutal strength, removing the pallets from the Reckless Guard even sooner.
Hello,
and even
Kazrak.
faster, making sure that Reckless Guard
We're
slowly but
online
steadily
right now
turning
because
into
I decided, hey, I was going to be doing this anyway, why not do it with chat?
back, making sure that there's a little bit of
Why
pressure,
not?
short time loss on the survivor side,
It
and we can
sounds
tell that the
nice.
pressure is high with the win condition being a 4K on 2 remaining generators here, because he does not secure any stages at all. He is straight going off towards the next
Okay,
chase.
he slammed him on the garbage bags, question mark?
Very aggressively to meet that win condition, and we see he is. He's pressuring.
It's so good.
Survivors already.
Hey guys, let's just have a kill stream.
Sweet child again, further tunnel out.
Ooh,
It's like a delayed hit, but you do get
rough. Oh, and he has decisive strike, so watch what happens when he gets caught.
borrowed time.
If
not
he
borrowed
gets
time, I
caught.
forget what it's called, but anyway. you
Can't
get
make
that
it too
borrowed
obvious.
time.
Okay, here we go,
But
watch.
It wasn't enough. He gets put down again
Bonk.
very quickly, but we see the decisive strike
Gets out.
coming into play. This is not great for Bubba Uzava.
He's the trash man. He eats garbage. I don't know how much more time he's actually going to be able to get. Ooh, won the mind game.
I thought he was not going to commit, but
Ooh.
he is committing here, hoping to get this down again.
Sweet child is doing well.
We see a bit of a...
Oh, he got caught, I think.
down now as we
Oh,
see the,
rough.
first generator pop.
He's the trash man.
One
That's still
exchange
only the second
between one
stage.
generator, two
Other-
generators and the second hook stage, so kinda
All that sinners need to do is complete all of the
one
gens,
hook stage to Bubble, and,
and they win.
one generator to Sinners. There's only one problem.
And there are
if
3
we do
left.
Keep going through this trial
Oh,
like
that pop goes the weasel
is
hurts.
Not going to meet the win condition at all, as Sinners is way too fast here. What we need is a quick down, potentially a snug, and then spreading the pressure. That is very, very needed here.
Yeah, we see a very nice gen pressure from Sinners there. Already that that generator was very high. in
Love it
the
changes
progress,
the
so
menu
this is
music
a
to
bit
Fear of the
worrying
Dark.
for
That's
Bubba
awesome.
Uzava. He really wants to stop that generator.
Yeah, I saw that Iron Maiden partnered with Dead by Daylight, which is pretty funny.
Gustavo. Instead, he's gone really trying to pressure the
Camping
Heroic and
bitch.
the generator.
Players are not
And we can see
allowed
a bit of a
to try to
shift,
unhook
yeah,
themselves. It's too
trying to
RNG.
body block this, I think, and throw
Got the hit.
stuff.
Hina.
We see as someone else was rotating.
Correct. I am the brother of the Joker. How did you know? Good to see you, Hina. I announced the tournament.
That generator we saw highly progressed.
Tournament
Chase being
is
taken away from
public.
Now going to rotate around this very dangerous tile right here. It's a lot of mind gaming that's required.
Ooh. I was just this is basically overtime stream. Hina, do you want to come in and chat for a bit?
The better read here on this tile and reading.
Hop in, come, like if you would like. And if you have the time, of course.
That's going to be third hook stage on the Sweet Child. Elimination coming through, but we need a 4K right now, right here, to go for the win.
No pressure.
Gen would be a replay on the Wrecker's Yard if he gets the 4K on the gen remaining, and if Sinners is getting all the generators done, they would come out as the winner.
Is this going to be a draw? You don't see a lot of draws, which is kind of impressive.
Veronica, it often sounds so easy when we say getting all the
Yeah, this is just mega vibes right now.
3 survivors against such a strong killer as he just proved once again. It can be very difficult.
I think it is easier said than done. I mean, you can make plans, you can, you know, figure out we're gonna pressure these gens, but you don't know what the killer's going to do.
Fredrik Knudsen, brother of the Joker.
Very strong killer here, and we are seeing a great performance from him. So it is very difficult.
Oh my god, the mind game.
It's a bit of a strange. I'm not sure what that was. That was a bit of a strange mind
I
game
love
there,
watching really good players play their game well.
Great, he is going away from the generators here.
Hearing that something is too RNG in a competitive game is really funny if you play Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh my god, yeah.
Pile of junk, really.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Is done after, pretty much after the third turn, right? Most of the time.
Just as I said it.
A third turn as in, like,
Yeah, that was,
in Magic the Gathering terms, it would be turn and a half.
You're collecting them, but
After the first player to go finishes
going
their
to
second
happen
turn.
way more often when going to comment over games, but Gustavo
my fingers are
really,
tangled.
unfortunately,
Oh
not
dear.
able to
Okay, I'm fine.
stay Longer. You mentioned it, he kinda
I was caught.
able to pull the killer far away from the generators. They were progressing here, so that was a really
I'm
good
playing around
move,
with
but
my
unfortunately we do not
peg
see any
tuner
outcome of it yet. If we would at least get the 4th
that I
generator,
have for my hurdy-gurdy. I have tension pegs for my
Everything
hurdy-gurdy, and I
is
use
going
a
wrong now, at least
I use a
we do
peg
not
tuner,
have
and I
a
was
second
wrapping
point
the
area,
leather
but at
strap,
least we
the
can go
leather
for a
strip
rematch here.
on it. Like, there's a leather
And
strip
also
on
just
it.
holding W away from the hook, not entirely sure if I agree
And I'll
with that decision
play
making,
around with it
because
a
now
lot. I like
we will be in
swing
the
it a
exact
lot
same situation as
in my
before,
hands
but the
and catch
fourth
it.
generator is
I
completed.
fidget
So
with it a
even
lot.
if everything is going downhill right now, we will have a tie and we will replay the mastermind on the Wrecker's Yard.
Pegging tuner.
We are
Ah,
going
yes.
to be back again on the Wrecker's Yard by the looks of it. I mean, yeah,
Hold on, I need to tighten up my bottom.
4K1, so we're gonna be back here again. A lot of games on the Wrecker's Yard. Very well played from both sides, actually. Bobozava giving a great killer performance, but the survivors from Sinner's side really keeping up that gen pressure as best as they can. A really great match, I thought.
Absolutely.
Swing your peg
How
from
close
side
these
to
teams
side.
are together. None of them wants to take the loss here in the lower bracket. None of them wants to leave the winter circuit. So
That
we are running it back,
is
ladies and gentlemen.
a
This time
draw.
it's going to
Oh
be
my god.
Ariandel starting on killer, so Bobozava very likely just
They
going to say
actually
their
ended
teams
up in
have
a
chance
draw.
to
That's
switch their
wild.
builds, as long as they are locking them in once again.
And we can go ahead and skip to the next one. Spoilers. We know who
Welcome in
wins.
everyone to the mastermind on the Wrecker's Yard. I feel like we heard that before, and you are right, because we need a tiebreaker before a potential tiebreaker, because they
You can draw in competitive Dead by Daylight. You can see in the top left, they keep track of the generators that have been completed, the total hook stages, and the fresh hooks. So that is the number of individual survivors who have been hooked at least once. The way that scoring is done is the first metric is how many generators the team completes when it's their turn to play Survivor. If that number is the same, so if both teams manage to complete all 5 generators, for example, or each team manages to complete 4 generators before they're all killed, then it goes to the number of hook stages. So if the killer for the team manages to get, for example, 10 hook stages total on the enemy team, whereas what the other got 9, then the team who got the team whose killer got more hook stages wins. And then if that's also tied, then it's the number of individual survivors, which kind of gives an incentive to not just camp.
pressure.
Camping is still the optimal strategy at the beginning after you get your first hook, trying to remove someone from the game, because it becomes much easier to manage.
He may be able to prevent that from happening quite so quickly. Or
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
we get that endurance effect again, and we see the fast generator pop. A lot going on at once.
So now you can see the person who is just unhooked is very vulnerable. So the other person, the healthy survivor who has not been hooked, is body blocking for them. They're getting in the way, because when the killer gets a hit on someone, they're slowed down for a little while. So he's protecting his buddy. See? Ooh, got grabbed. Okay, now they've been injured, and so they're not really going to want to body block anymore. Now they just probably want to get away. And then another survivor could potentially come in. Ooh. But they're hindered. They're slow.
Will we see a third teammate coming in? That would be
they're fully infected, so they're slower.
Trying to stay as safe as possible, but was ending it relatively quickly. Second hook stage for the second generator.
All right, Wesker.
As well, not going to hook onto the basement here, as it seems like we want to go for the pain res.
Yes, I thought we might see some basement hooks coming into play, but it looks like he is actually...
I slammed my head in the car door.
Pain res there, but it looks like he wanted to hook in that area of the map anyway. We see, I think someone's spraying over there.
An epic account, ugh.
I think
gross.
He thinks someone must be in that area of the map, because I don't really see another reason for going over there.
Yeah, Chanton, exactly.
Bucky was there, and he has caught Bucky now.
That's not very poggers of you. Whoopsie grabby.
So he's gonna get
what if I grabbed you like this, chat?
I'm not sure if he can actually commit. No, he is going back to the unhook, as we see the third generator pop.
Ooh woo.
It was a very nice attempt there by Bucky faking the window and then going for the 360 there. Unfortunately, Mastermind coming out with a second dash right after, and Babu then getting the injury eventually. They are on 2 generators and about to lose a team member. Therefore, Sweet Child coming in, but
ooh, didn't even take a damage save for it. What if Nick grabbed you like that? Who says he hasn't?
Trying to run back as he realizes that this is not going to be enough time. Great hook defense by Babu here, throwing the survivor away to gain the necessary seconds to execute this first survivor here. 3 versus 1 reset location being found as well. Luckily, Jason just in time.
Whoa, Macroglossum, seriously? I didn't know that interaction existed. That's cool. I had no idea.
So far, especially when you consider that there are not so many resources left anymore, but ultimately this run will come to an end.
That's awesome. It just starts randomly shooting. What the hell? I didn't know that.
Next hook stage already coming in. Bubble will hear the generator close by, so potentially the next chase is coming out very soon.
Yes, I think he did.
So,
get that killer instant.
I wanted to ask: have any of you noticed an appreciable difference in microphone quality now that I'm using another audio interface?
He is. No, actually, he's going back to the unhook, hoping to tunnel out wee Jason, who is going to the corner of the map.
So, Clemar, the way that killers are determined, right? The killer character is determined, is each team gets to choose a killer. I think one team chooses, then another chooses. I'm not sure how the third one is chosen, but each set is played with a different killer. Your voice is getting through much better on my bass. Okay, cool. That's good. Do they have stage bans? No, but each killer during a competitive season is assigned to a particular stage, particular map.
Unfortunately, when we are looking onto it, all these pain res hooks and all these consistent.
That's cool that the bass is a little clearer. I imagine that it would be.
on 50% so far. That doesn't look too good on the side.
Now
of
that I'm not
Sinners here.
using
They
a
can only
mixing
hope
board.
that they have a long chase now in the mid game.
That was the interface I
Somehow
had.
getting some wiggle room here, but Bubazava also catching the unhooking survivor in a good timing. Therefore, more injuries being spread.
Yes, this is pretty well played by Bubazava. He is really keeping
Is
the
there a
pressure up,
mechanical
and
reason?
Sinners
Yeah,
are
the
finding
maps
it
are all
really
quite
hard to
different.
get that same
At
result
least in
they
terms
got,
of gameplay.
in the last game for the 4K1.
It's
We
a
see
bit
they
blown
are, I
out.
think,
Really?
deciding to
Oh.
work on some different generators, of course, split the pressure.
Is
but
that a little bit
Bubazava
better?
is gonna keep
Here,
on
I
pressuring
turned
them.
myself down so I'm not
It
hitting
is
my
a
peak as
3v1,
much.
so potentially if we have one good chase, they will be able to get some really nice pressure and finish last generator. And we do see Bucky here being chased on this power filler, but it is unsafe. But we see the life coming in. But I think, oh, what a nice juke then. We see that fourth generator has.
Is that a little bit better?
Really great for Sinners.
I know I'm a little quieter.
Yeah, this is what we love to see, a little bit of edge map juking, getting a few
What about
necessary
this?
second
There we go. That's
onto
probably
the
a little bit
survivor
better.
team, making sure that the fourth generator is
Turn
coming
it up
out here
digitally.
now.
I can.
At
Hold
least your
on.
killer has the chance to force them into a 3-gen setup and play around that. We even saw that the final generator has something around the 50% mark here, but it
Okay,
is
that's
unfortunately
better.
a
Good,
pain
good,
rest
good.
once again, so a little bit
Sorry that I
focus
was
and
peeking a
regression,
little bit there.
coming in here onto
Hadn't
this
really had a bunch of time
generator.
to set it up.
Babo now with the tricky decision. Will you go all the way down towards the generator? We see they're only 10% so far on the fun bus, or will you guard the hook stage? Babo is trying to find a little bit of a middle ground here, keeping a good eye on the gens, and considering that this is somewhat of a defendable 3-gen, I feel like Babo is feeling quite confident right now, especially with catching Gustavo now.
Bonk.
Yes, he did, I think, really get exactly what he wanted there. He managed to catch Gustavo kind of, you know, up, and we see
The
nice
weird
juke
rumbly
there
has
from
gone away.
Gustavo,
Okay, good,
buying
good, good.
himself a lot of distance,
Yeah, that was my
able to
fault.
get
Sorry,
back
everyone.
into the tile. Not great for Bubazava, but he can probably catch up pretty quickly, as this is the safest
Ooh,
of
bonk.
tiles, and
His
there we have it.
ass
He
got
does get
whipped.
the down, as we see the other survivors have reset now.
Yeah, that's going to be a tricky one for Sinners here. They found the reset. They are both healthy.
I'm curious, are they going to be able to finish a
could
5th gen?
potentially go on to generator aggression here, because Gustavo has 2 minutes of hanging time. The only question is, will they be able to go on a little bit of a run, and will they be able to make sure that there's not going to be the constant pressure from Bubazava onto the generators. They have pulled back though, and with that, pop goes to Weasel. This generator progress down here on the fundus is also going to be neglected and put down towards 0. We do see a quick heal. We will make it come in clutch there. Bucky going to move away as Bubazava is coming in. I'm not sure if he located him there, but it doesn't seem like so. So far, the survivor is going to stay safe here on the side of Sinners. They can kind of restructure, discuss how they want to attack the generators, and then go for it. And I feel like this short silence on the survivor side you can take to discuss a new game plan is really what Sinners needed in this moment.
Yes, I agree. We do see, unfortunately, that killer instinct coming
So
in. but, I
3
mean,
healthy
this is a hard
survivors.
situation, of
One
course.
of
They're
them
gonna
has
try and
2
get
oak
the killer away to
stages.
this
2
area
of them
the
have
map, but we
1.
saw that- oh,
They can
and we
totally
looked,
finish a
he's just
5th gen
found,
at the very
someone
least. The
else's
real
flag, so
question
he
is if they
knows
can
that
get
at least
anyone
2 of them have
out.
been in that side of the map, and as one of them
That's going to be
started
the
tries
true
to cross
test.
into the generators, Bubazava chases him. This is really difficult. We saw all the generators kind of fully regress from what I saw. They all went back down to pretty much 0. So this is going to be really.
Now
really
here's the
hard
real
for Sinners.
question. If I were in Dead by
See,
Daylight, would I
Bucky
be
now
a
being
survivor or a
chased, so,
killer?
Bubazava has really good control here of the map. He knows where all of the survivors
What do you
are.
think, chat?
He is just pressuring them away from the generators, and he does have that pretty good 3-gen.
Yeah, the pretty good 3-gen together with the perfect
Killer?
balance Bubble finds here between
Really?
committing to the survivors, applying pressure, and then rotating back and going for the defense. This is really what makes it so strong here. Great double dash here into the
Survivor to
Sniper's bag as well.
support
It's
the
going to
team.
be a
I
quick
do prefer
entry
playing
and an
killer in
instant
Dead by
spray, though, but
Daylight.
that's going to cost some time once again until Gustavo is
Owlman
ready
scary.
to attack the generators again. Keep in mind, everyone, we have the new update.
You'd
so
crush the
killers can kill
survivors
the
with your
generator
fat
only 8
nuts.
times. After that, there's not going
Yeah?
to be any regression anymore, and Painrest already counted towards these regression events. So very soon, Bubble will not be able to go into any gen regression anymore, but he might finish it in
Honk.
time. Very nice
That was
patience being proven here. Once
that was a
again,
funny
going
mind
to
game.
let Bucky vault multiple times, and only when he's 100%
I have
sure to
historically
get the
played
down,
as
then he's
Dredge,
going to strike
but
on
I
it. That
kind
really,
of want to play the
showing off all
unknown
his
now.
experience
I
and
want
all
to
the
try
patience
him.
here.
There's the
But
5th
they
gen.
actually unexpectedly get it done. 2 people must have been working on the Funbus generator. One of them is Jason. Really well done here, breaking through that pressure from Babu Zavre. Veronica, I don't want to underestimate Sinis here, but I really felt like that came out of nowhere.
No, that took me entirely by surprise because when we
Go,
last
go,
saw
go,
that
go.
generator, it had such little progress, and we kind of, you
Go,
know, we
go,
saw
go.
one person working on it. We've seen this
Go,
fight
go.
going on, but yeah, as you say,
Oh.
they must have
Oh,
stacked that. And
got her.
I was really surprised.
Oh,
What nice game
damn.
from Sinners there.
Is Dredge the one that ate the
Could that
horse?
be
Yes.
thrown into the chest?
Okay.
I would have
They were
loved
able
if
to
they
get
make an
3
animation
hook
of
stages
throwing
out,
the
it
survivor
looks like.
into the
Yeah.
chest, just
That's
getting
pretty good.
closed, and then the survivor's trapped in there. Come on, Bubble. A few additional
Yeah,
blood
Chantum
points.
Wolf, I saw a video of
Let's
someone who was
happen.
pretending to be a clone of the
necessary.
unknown
But well
and
done.
catching people
That
like
is
that. Hold
such
on,
a
maybe I can
good
find it.
finisher here. That is going to be 9 stages across all 4 survivors, though. That is definitely going to be much harder for the survivor side of Ariandel now, which we are going to see
Let me
in
see.
the upcoming trial after the break.
Oh, I almost forgot. Okay, there was... I don't know if I'd call her a commentary channel, but there's someone who uses a... What? PNG? Let me see if I can find... There was a bit that really threw me for a loop. Right, you know, she's just going in between her different states, like your average commentary YouTuber. But then suddenly she became a shark. And that threw me off. I was like, wait, what? Just completely random. Yeah, it's a rant Sona, basically. It is a rant Sona. Just suddenly she became a shark. I was like, what? Why? It never happened again. It happened once in the entire video from what I saw.
Scaring survivors by pretending to be an
Here we go.
illusionary doctor.
Spooky
Support for this
Loops
video
did
was
this.
insane, racking up over 2.5 million views and has become one of my
Let me
most
see if I can
popular
find
videos
the
on the
bit.
channel. However, recreating that magic
Here we
wasn't
go.
something
Watch this. Okay. So the unknown will leave behind copies of himself.
What we do is we kind of run around and see if we can find one that's almost finished like this one. And then we'll
Okay,
pretend
is he-
we're one of the
yeah,
fake
watch.
ones. And that's our first token.
So now he's taken a perk that makes him undetectable, so and removes his red stain, so he effectively is indistinguishable from a copy if he remains completely still. Watch.
We did lose our first gen. We only have a little bit longer on Dragon's Grip, so hopefully she comes back to finish. No way this works, dude. Oh, good grief. It's so good on the first attempt. Okay, so the
He just hangs out and waits for them to come, and they can't tell the difference. Let me see if I can find another. I think this.
We
Yeah.
gotta stay at a range of this, or we're gonna be in trouble. Okay, we know this gen's got a lot of progress on it. Dragon's Grip,
Okay.
unfortunately, is on cooldown for 80 seconds. So we kind of just camp this gen, and then she has to decide which of us is real. Nope.
It's so mean. It's so mean. It's so rude. Tricking them like that. It's so rude. And then
now, we don't have to worry about Dragon's Grip, because now we can essentially just sit here and use Devour Hope at 3 stacks. Oh, yeah, what's up, dude? All right, that gen's regressing.
It's so
now we
evil.
kind of make our way and run around. Cat's out of
It's
the
so
bag. We got the soaps,
horrifically
dude. I
evil.
would normally probably set up an hallucination next to some of my gens, but I don't think we really have to. I think we're going to be okay with totems.
God, I can't believe that it works. Let me see. Hold on. I bet I can find them here.
Everywhere.
No. This is just
Good stun,
normal.
good stun.
Normal chase. Is this it? No.
Hopefully stop the gen from regressing,
Oh, here we
and
go.
then we can just body her. Touch it, bro.
Walks up trying to dispel the copy, because survivors can dispel copies if they walk up to them and stand there for 4 seconds and like do an interaction. But she walks up to him thinking he's a copy. Oh, it's so evil.
Hopefully
no,
stop the
Kezrek,
gen from
the difference between the real one and a copy is that the copy doesn't have a red stain or a terror radius, but he has a perk that removes his terror radius and his red stain.
Regressing, and then we can just body her. Touch it, bro.
It's so evil.
Right into your arms. It's so much fun, man. Good grief.
Yeah, Insidious. I think you're right.
You have life? It's okay. I have gumballs, dude. Yeah. Cat maybe be...
I can't believe how evil this build is. And then he does it. I remember he does it. Is it here? Here. Okay, yeah, here. He does it again. Then he teleports to the one that she's trying to dispel.
Yep.
Like, he can see her trying to dispel it and then just jumps to it. Oh, it's so evil. And then the very end is amazing. This dude doesn't become a shark. This is something completely different.
Oh,
The
they do.
teleport.
They have an
If they are trying to dispel it and you teleport to it, yes.
offering at
I think it
Shack. Let's see
stuns
if we can
them.
get here. And our power should be back on momentarily. We should be able to TP back over to the gate. That's if it's not open yet. Open yet. Okay.
This here is insanely evil.
Yeah, we have one there. Hallucination there. She just stalls. She just stalls go to this gate. Now we just chill. She just stalls cross. Nah, bitch. No
It's
way.
so evil. It's so evil.
Oh my goodness gracious. That couldn't have worked out any better. Oh, good heavens. That was so much fun. We got to get max stacks to devour without the
He mind gamed her so badly. Like, he knew that she saw him walking to the other gate, so he teleported back to the previous gate, knowing that she believed that he was going to the other gate. It's so evil. This game is competitive griefing, correct? Massive brain play. Huge giga brain. Yeah, that's evil. That is the mark of an evil man.
For Ariandel versus Sinners on the Wrecker's Yard. We Jason here again on the mastermind, and I've noticed
These
he has
fiddlestick strats are mean. Yeah, I played fiddlesticks when I played League.
Two generators on one side.
He
and
was
the
one of my
other
big
power
junglers.
up on the other
Loved
side,
him.
which isn't great for him. He, this is a bit unfortunate here. You see, it looks like he is.
Yeah, Plico. Sorry, this is just kind of one of my comfort things right now.
Stealthing, yeah. I think he must have found the. Hardwell here around the bus.
New
He's
fiddlesticks. How do
taking
they
Chase
change
into the
fiddlesticks?
most
I'm
corrupt area of the map.
curious.
No, actually, he's on excise now. And a bit of a
Back.
unfortunate meeting there at the pallet. No one, excise was not able to drop it. He is playing here on this pallet gym. Jason hoping for the
I
first
didn't see
down,
Fiddle's
but
rework.
Excise
I saw the trailer
further
for.
into this area of the map.
I saw the
But
trailer
as this
for the
pallet is
rework,
broken, does he
and it was
have any
really
other
good. But that was a
resources
long
that
time
he
ago,
can
right?
use
Unless they
maybe to shoot
reworked him
that,
again.
Dash a bit,
See ya,
hoping to
Thanatos.
get to this last pallet. I don't think he can quite make it then, and now we have the first down.
I'm really excited for the Helldivers Invitational, particularly because there's some really good players that we have on board.
Very nice progress on that bomb generator, but
Some of
there
them
is
are newer, some of them are really
no
experienced, some
moving
of them
there,
are
so
in between, and I'm really excited to see how it goes, how
that
close
might
to
be
the
painful
bone
that
people will
Painter's
play
hook
it.
was not available.
I'm
Is it
super
going to
excited.
be enough? No,
It's going to be
the
so much
answer is
fun.
No. Babozavre is going to take an injury though, but the first generator is going to be completed.
I'm
and that's
glad I
going
get to
be a huge
commentate
step
again
for
too.
them.
I wanted to
Was a
do
little
it,
bit,
so I was just like, hey,
was a
I want to
little bit
make this
worried when
happen.
Excise took the first
I couldn't
injury
really
so
do it
early,
before I
because
released the
especially when
Eve
you are going
video,
to
and
be
then I
a
had a bunch of
tiebreaker
things
and
pile up, but
potentially also going to be eliminated from the tournament, you really want the first chase to go well, and the first hit was very unlucky.
will there be
but
an
then
exemplar of
Excise was
democracy
going on
award?
quite a
There
good
will
run
be an
here, ensuring
award.
that the
We're
first
still
generator
working on
is going to
specifically what it's going to be, but we
come
should know in the
out. Therefore, we
next
just
couple of
see a
days.
couple of pallets being broken and Jason sticking
It's not
to
like a
his
massive
strategy.
major award or
Opposite to
anything.
Bubble,
This isn't
camping
like a
way
$5,000
more
tournament or
aggressively,
something,
ensuring the first
or a little
elimination,
limited.
But I feel like
But that wasn't really the
Ariantel is
point. The point was
understanding
fun.
that they
I
already
want this to
did
be
that
fun.
in the previous trial. They are
I'm happy that
smashing the gens as a
people
punishment.
were
So I
interested in
really
the
hope that
rule
Jason
set
is
enough
also
that
able
they
to
started
adjust it a little bit
playing
and
it.
apply
I
more
really want to
pressure on
see
them.
if people start like dueling,
Yeah, we
if
will
teams
have to
start
see how
dueling
it
each
works
other
out. I mean, we
with
were
the
a bit
rules.
unsure on the start, but Jason's strategy
I'd love
has
to see
actually
duels.
worked out quite well so far from what we've seen. Looks like yeah, this area of the map is pretty much a dead zone. So I
His
think
bird
Sniper
throw, yeah,
trying to get away if
the
they
silence
chase that.
was a little bit
Excise
broken. I
player
remember that's what
being
people used on
chased
fiddle
and
most of the
the
time.
ATP come into
I was
play,
a
but
jungle fiddle, so I used
already
drain,
been injured, so I'm
and
not
then
sure
ganked
quite how
with
much longer
Crowstorm.
he can last. He's going to drop the
That was
shadow
how I played him.
generator, but Jason
I know
was
that that
pretty
like
quick to
wasn't
get
considered
Excise
competitive or optimal, but where I was playing, it was good.
do have spit some
I also
nice,
played Trundle
filler
though.
pallets
I played
here
more
leading
Trundle.
into
Like I played meta stuff.
window. So
The
potentially
rule
Excise
set
can have
for
quite a nice run,
for the
but
game
could it
is
be
they're
enough to
trying to get the most requisition credits possible
That's going to be
in a
very
mission, but
short
they can do
game
any
for
difficulty
Excise,
above
it
five,
seems
like 5 or
but
above.
before we are going
Excuse
for the
me.
elimination, Jason is trying
Any
to at
difficulty
least
5 or
take a
above.
survivor here as well. Oh, that's going to be a rush on to Bubble, but that's going to be a very good and
But they're not
successful
only going
quick,
for requisition
minus
slips.
5%
They're also they also get extra
right
points for
here, and then
extracting
we
with
are going
samples.
back onto Excise, who has made
And the
a
way that
little
we've
of
worked out the rules is that a team that really gets a lot of samples but plays a lower difficulty can go toe-to-toe with the team that plays on level 9 but only completes like the main objective and a couple of other objectives.
Yeah, that's going to be the pain res here kicking in, going for the regression. Pop goes to Weasel in the back pocket as well.
Yeah, Scout Rat Pack. Something that's kind of interesting to me about Helldivers is that people play the game like a single-player game, and it's kind of interesting. It's not my kind of playstyle, and the game is very clearly not balanced around it.
He opted to just focus on this and use his pop on that
A
faraway
smooch from
generator there,
Fred.
because it
Ah,
is
there's
hard
a
to get
rare
to, so
thing.
I think he was just hoping to progress as much as possible. Looks like he has found Bubba Zave
But
on the shack.
one of the other major rules, right? So that's how the
Now
scoring
he opts
works.
to kick the generator and go back to his nice
The scoring
setup where I
works
think
by
he can,
like getting as many requisition points as you can get, or requisition slips, and then getting extra points for getting samples. But there's one other rule that governs gameplay. Each stratagem can only appear once across the team in any given mission, so you can't just have everyone bring a 500 kilogram bomb. You can't just have everyone bring one specific stratagem.
Not going to deal with this fallacy is very understandable.
Now,
as well
if you bring in a flamethrower and then you wait for the cooldown and you call down a second flamethrower, then someone else can totally grab the second flamethrower.
The right side. We need to make sure
Like there's no reason you can't do that.
Because the survivor's keeping a good focus onto that. Jason here not.
But only one person is allowed to bring the stratagem itself.
The 40-yard line, but actually now he's going to be confident that the reset has happened over
Right,
here.
everyone has to bring different stuff. That's the idea.
Who's just going to be with his team
Preventing
members,
cheese.
and that's going to be a quick smash into the rock, into the down.
And it
There's
also
the next
encourages
survivor
teamwork.
around as well, so we know that one survivor is not progressing the generators right now, therefore Jason has enough time to just go for the hook.
It was surprising playing with people of such a high level but didn't know basic things. They didn't know about the Eagle upgrade that gives you another rearm. Wow.
It was really important
Huh.
for Ariando to reset in this situation.
Players with ship
They
upgrades will
really
have a
don't
slight
want to go
advantage.
down
Yes,
in,
Kezrak. There's no way to really control that.
setup. We see Bobozava is on the hook. Rima is being chased, although Jason is not committing because he is really keeping
If
that
they
pressure
have
up
it, there's no
really
way to
high
get rid of
score
it. They just have an
best,
advantage.
result he can. He is
Just kind of how it goes.
upping that generator there. I think it's pretty much regressed down to nothing now.
Yeah, Jordan Joel, there's nothing
really
wrong with
hard
the
for
EAT,
Ariando.
with the expendable anti-tank. It's good. I found myself liking it. However, I have found myself enjoying the recoilless rifle much more if I can get someone to run the backpack for me.
I like that they keep going for these resets, but Jason
People don't like the two-player weapons though because they don't like having to work together a lot of the time. They don't like having to stay cohesive. People like just kind of doing the objective. The game gives you tools to find one another relatively easily. I think that having a distance indicator on each person would also make it a lot easier.
And you could say, well, they're doing the reset, then they are wasting some time.
Yeah, Jordan Joel, you can just keep bringing down EATs every minute if you have the upgrade.
Then I would say, okay, this really makes sense, but unfortunately Hardwell is not able to go for
I got you, Plico.
here, and therefore we're just going into the next chase here. I would doubt that Arima and Bubazavra are resetting once
Septic
again,
Punk,
because
I
at
tend to
some
play
point
at
they
level
will
7 and
realize
above,
that Jason is
where
just
armored
not
enemies are
giving them
quite
the
frequent.
necessary freedom for that.
One thing that I'm very disappointed about, by the way, everyone, is I really tried to get the mech working in Helldivers, and my unfortunate conclusion is that it's not very good. It's not good. Like, that hurts to say, because it's so cool. But the mech is not good. Like, I really tried to make it work, but the core problem that I ran into is that the ammo is too limited. The problem is not that it is not powerful. The mech is very powerful, but its ammo is too limited. If you could rearm the mech, it would be amazing. If you could repair it, even if the repair was slow, it would be very good, but you only get 2, and you have to balance your ammo usage. It'd be OP. I'm not talking about whether or not it would be OP. I mean, like, what would make it viable at all. Like, I don't know how you would balance it. But as it is in its state, it's not good. Even considering that it's weak to explosions, even considering, like, it is powerful. It is powerful. But for a 40-minute mission, it is not good. You have to... Ooh, that was a good hit. For a 40-minute mission, the mech... Oh, what the world? Must have been really close. Yeah, Kezrak. I think that it is good for, like, blitz maps or like defense maps, but on big 40-minute missions, nuh-uh. It's not enough. 2 mechs is not enough. If you got a 3rd mech, I would say maybe.
which was really unexpected. And then they were making a very confident run through the lower bracket, and
If you got a
everyone
third,
was
I think it
saying,
would be
well,
viable.
okay, it seems like the first round of the Winter Circuit didn't work out. Well, we all know that happens. Sometimes
The only thing
things
the
are
new
just not
plasma
going too
shotgun is
well.
good against is the
But
mech.
then we are going into this match here with Sinners,
Yeah,
and it
Scout
does
Rat
show
Pack, you
that
might
there
be
are
right.
very
Hopping
strong
in and out
teams
of it
at the
might be the
moment,
way.
and
But at that point,
that
I would rather
WRC
have
cannot
another
be seeded
offensive
any
stratagem.
longer between just two teams as like
Like, that's the
Elysium
problem. It's
Internal
like, why would
a
I take
couple
the
of
mech
months
over
ago.
an
We have a
offensive
lot of
stratagem if I'm getting in and
teams
out
you
like
might
that?
not have on the radar here. As we are
And then when it's alone, it's
enjoying
vulnerable.
how Jason is just
Like when you're
able to
leaving
finish
it.
off here, not risking anything, and therefore
It just
Raid Metal
feels
Arena is
too
in the
vulnerable
second
for what
stage.
it
We can
brings.
already
Like, you can do
congratulate
similar to what the
Ariandel
mech
to
does,
a great performance,
with
though. It was
much
great
less
to watch you.
risk.
Thank you so much for your participation in the Winter Circuit. And Sinners, congratulations for making
And
just
this,
another
I should
turn
say,
and
I am
another step
speaking
in
as
the lower
someone
bracket here,
who
representing
really
the
wants
entire
the mech to
community,
work.
all our friends from the South American
And will
scene. So
absolutely
hyped
do things
to
that are
see you play, and
suboptimal if I
whenever
think
you are
they're
showing
cool.
up,
It's just
it
so
feels like you are playing
suboptimal
so
that
confident and with so much enthusiasm.
I
We really
can't.
love that,
I
and we're
can't
very hyped to
justify
see
it.
you in the upcoming
The
win
EMS
against
mortar is great.
Night
I
Owl.
have seen it
Then
used
we
to
have
great
a
effect.
lot
It
of
gets slept
things
on because
to
it
go
doesn't do
through,
damage,
and
but
I
it
will
is
just use
so good. And the fact that it won't
the
kill
death of
allies
Arima
is
to
so
start off.
strong.
First of all, though, I would like to say thank you to Veronica, my wonderful co-caster for today. Veronica was very
It is so good. Love it. You can melee stomp charger legs. That's cheesy. EMS plus gas strike. Ooh, there's a thought. There's so much cool stuff in Helldivers. So much to explore in it. So many tactics. And I'm excited to keep playing and discover new things that work. And new strategies that I like. And I'm really excited to see the strategies that people use for the tournament. Love the revolver. I use the revolver. It's a nice sidearm. Okay. Hey everyone. I'm gonna head out. Thank you so much for hanging out. I know we kind of went a little bit over time. But it has been cozy. Thanks for joining me to just kind of vibe. The question is, who are we gonna bother? Oh. Let's see. Ooh. Graphy is trying out the unknown, I think. Oops. And Graphy just went online. I think we should go bother Graphy. But thank you, everyone. This has been lovely. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna be watching Graphy while I do work. Yeah, Mike's also playing Sons of the Forest. If you want to go there, go for it. But if you want 300 extra channel points, which the pets will be coming back, you can stick around for the raid. That's probably where I'm going to be lurking, is in Graphy's stream. An evil chocolate maker, yes, that lives in the walls. It's been a pleasure having each and every one of you. And I'll see you soon. Goodbye. Eh.